And this is Underground World News Live. Good evening. Here on this January 28th, 2026. And thank you, Steely, right out the gate for the super chat. As always, I want to thank everyone out there that shares the stream. It's appreciated more than you guys know. Thank you for the feedback there in the chat to the fullest. If you're new to the channel, make sure to sub. Email me at dabu7@yahoo.com. If you've got any news to cover, anything you want to send my way, much love, John Boy, Crown Jewels, Comrade Kim. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, we're going to cover a little bit of all that here. The crazy weather, all the events popping off. As always, I appreciate the super chats, any PayPals, coffees, all appreciated. Thank you for the feedback. Meat Puppet, Soul, good to see everybody out there. Bitcoin, hope all is good. How was it almost February already? Because time flies, and that's just where we're at. Like, it's the older you get for sure, the more time you have here in this realm, the quicker it goes by. I remember I was in my 20s. My dad said it several times, and the way he said it, it always stuck with me. Over the years, as time went by, I look back on that like, man, like where time goes, man, it just flies by. So sometimes I sit there and think about it. Like, I remember sitting there on the couch covering Fukushima when the earthquake happened. I remember crystal clear, like it was yesterday, but that was 2011. Time flying, man. Yeah, and thank you for all the love out there. Thank you, Frank Holiday, for the super chat. Yeah, I'm gonna get into that weather. I know a lot of people missed the last stream because they were dealing with all that type of stuff. Counting the day. Thank you for the 3 coffees. I appreciate that to the fullest. Also, is an update out there. Been putting out inquiries on trying to be able to put together something where people could meet up. And I'm waiting on feedback. They say some of the places saying a few weeks. So that's a time frame. Hopefully, I have a little bit of information. And again, thank you to everybody out there that shares the stream. Appreciate it to the fullest. We're going to get this thing started here with the weather, because a bunch of you out there dealing with this. I know I am. I don't know if anybody out there is dealing with this as bad as I am. I'm like I'm frozen. Like, if you have no power, I guess, yeah, that's worse at this point. But like, roads covered, like no one moving, everything in a standstill. Don't know when anything's really gonna be clear. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing all right out there with this. This is deadly cold, and we've got another storm about to come in. This time, man, it's kind of coming from out of nowhere. We don't normally see what they call nor'easters. So when I tell you that I believe, some of the stuff is engineered, it's when I see stuff like this. We just got blasted with the super suspect system. Brought all this moisture up over Mexico and collided perfectly with what is spinning up in the north, kicking down. It's like a wheel, and it's spinning down different rounds of cold air. There's going to be 3 big ones. I've already been through one. I think the second one coming up here. But normally, you got to deal with that. And of course, wherever the jet stream is, whether high or low, depends on how far down that cold air is going to go. Here recently, jet stream very low. That allowed a lot of this cool air to get all the way down into Florida. People down there like, look, what's going on? But now you have to deal with this nor'easter. And nor'easter is basically kicking up off of the ocean. It's normally how we see hurricanes come in. Big systems like that out of this area. But this time it's just moisture, and it's going to do the same thing. It's going to collide with this Arctic air and create like a nor'easter, potential bomb cyclone, what they're talking about here. So that's going to dump a lot more snow, a lot of snow they're talking about. I hope not with the ice. Just a little bit of ice can mess things up, and timing, I'm telling you, can really do some damage. For instance, I got out of here and was trying to shovel my way out the other day. I saw a window. And if I would have had a little bit more time, a little bit more energy, maybe some help, maybe I would have tackled the mountain. It was insane. But I was trying to get 2 tracks, one for each set of tires, cut out, carved out. It was starting to rain, so I was out there in the pouring rain. But I knew the rain was going to melt a lot of this ice and snow. Well, as I was making my way down the mountain, some of these spots, the water was already melting off so quickly. It was like torrential. And I'm still like up toward the top of the mountain. I'm like, where is this all coming from? Like insane amounts. Instead of me going and getting a scoop of snow or anything, it was like mostly all water. So I'm like, okay, we're melting. But again, it was a fight against time. Well, I hopped on a tractor. I made one round to the bottom just to see what everything looked like. And I barely made it back up. And I've already had some bad experiences on a mountain with a tractor, especially in the winter. It's not fun. When you're on a object, it weighs thousands of pounds, and all of a sudden it's going wherever it wants to go. You got a couple choices you can make in a split second. And it's not the funnest thing to have to deal with. So, anyhow, we got snow again on top of it, and it refroze everything. So all that was coming down like a river froze. And it's like a multiple inch thick sheet of ice that you're just not penetrating. You're not getting through. Again, timing. And it's because everything refroze. So the way I see it, like they've got us in a deep freeze for the next 2 weeks or something. It seems like we're going to get above freezing, but enough to thaw everything out, I don't know. So, last year I spent a couple weeks frozen in on a mountain. I could beat that this year. But yeah, it's just the way it goes. Some of the people out there in Tennessee and Alabama or Louisiana, the northern parts, they got clipped by this. I know Tennessee got hit hard. A lot of trees down. We didn't get that, luckily. Luckily, we didn't see a lot of that. I know that took down a lot of power lines. Power lines snapped in two. That's going to take some time. Like I just said, everything started to melt off, and then it refroze. And it wasn't just my area. It was a large region. So they're going to have to try to get through all that ice before they can even get a pole in the ground. Yeah, man. Or just wait till it thaws out because it's so bad. If that's the case, again, we're waiting weeks. There's going to be people, I guarantee, I know there's people out there, people who email me saying that they're with no power. Different people got different situations. Some people got generators. Some have nothing. I send prayers out for everyone out there that needs them. Because what do we got there? The Great Blizzard of 1978 started out the same way. It was crippling. Spent a week just to get some folks. It was weeks before it was back to normal, and months for the total melt off. That's insane. And that's nuts. It's bad. I was talking to my dad here recently about it, and like it was first thing came out of his mouth was that storm system right there. It was before my time, but it was enough. It was bad enough that he recalled it. Like it was a bad one. So, all right, well, let's just hope this nor'easter isn't too bad. I hope you guys are prepared. Again, going into this weekend, Friday and Saturday, it looks like those are the 2 days. Um, just here recently, the most recent storm put more than 500,000 people without power. That is a bunch. That was as of yesterday. Tennessee alone had 170,000 outages. Mississippi, 140,000. Louisiana, 99,000. A lot of that due to the ice. Other states, thousands of outages, included Texas, Kentucky, Georgia, and South Carolina. So, 30 people have died thus far. So, yeah, we've got people that have definitely lost their life in this. So, New York City, 8 to 15 inches of snow, depending on the different area. And it get just widespread damage all over the place. Some places saying it looks like a tornado went down every street because all the poles are snapped in half. And you've got trees down, telephone lines down, and it looks like a tornado went through. I mean, it's pretty bad, man. At this point, though, I will say, like, I would want to deal with a foot of snow over any ice. The ice is what does it, or anything freezing over. So, have you ever seen the lake effect freeze over? That's crazy. I've seen homes, cars. I've seen cars like encased with like 5-6 inches of solid ice up there, with the wind blowing the water off the lake, hitting the vehicles, and it's freezing. Yeah, it get crazy out there. But I'll check back in. It's all I can do on the next stream on Friday, and we should have a better look at what's going down with that. Again, prepare, because a lot of people out here, they waited till last minute, and there was a lot of places empty of some things. Stores, empty shelves, reported all over the place. Here's an update on Japan's nuclear startup. I cannot believe I'm saying this. They are trying to start back up Fukushima. 15 years ago. I just was telling you, I had this crazy time. I forgot I had this in the lineup. 9.0 magnitude earthquake rocked the area, disabled the cooling systems. The reactor they went into meltdown. So they restarted this. And just hours after trying to restart this, alarms started to go off. I don't even know what to say at this point. I mean, so much radiation, cesium, has gone into the ocean from this event 15 years ago to this day, still, that this whole thing is a delicate affair for sure. But, like, I wouldn't doubt it if, like, Godzilla popped out of that ocean. You talk about mutations and wild stuff. There's enough radiation in there to cause a wild mutation. I'm just saying, like, the fishermen have reported wild stuff. And yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking there. Let's just hope that they get it up and going and everything gets going normal. I'll also throw in there. I don't have a link on this, but I read the story on this. Another nuclear type of situation here is Russia, since they're taking over so much territory inside of Ukraine. They've pretty much got all the way to Kiev, and they have control of the Zaporizhia nuclear power station and a lot of other territories. And they're talking about doing the same thing, like bringing it back up online. And Ukraine's trying to say that it's not going to work, that you have to have Ukrainians in there that know what they're doing. Russia's pretty much saying the only way that it's not going to work is if you've sabotaged it. And we go to like flip the switches to turn it on, the place like blows up. Which is interesting because I don't put anything past Zelensky. These guys will do absolutely anything at this point. And it's lights out in Kiev right now. Like their major cities got the lights out. People are freezing. We've been waiting on this. Because once that falls, there's like nothing left. You've got Zelensky now in hiding. He's got like 10 different guys that roll around, look just like him, like dummies. Doubles, if you will. And he rolls them out all over the place. Like they go through a bunch of stuff. He's a wanted man. Let's just put it that way for sure. Different factions seem to want him now. So he's on the move. And he's getting cornered into the western side of Ukraine. So I don't know. It just I put nothing past these guys. They hit Chernobyl, the outer casing, the shell. They hit it with drones. Like they don't care. They don't care. Like, oh yeah, Russia, you want to gain control of that area? Well, guess what? We're gonna nail it with drones, and we're gonna cause you a headache because since you're in control of it now, you're gonna have to deal with it. And I think of that with this new acquisition and with what they're trying to do. I could see them easily rigging it. And Russia seems hip to it. They seem to be saying the same thing, that if anything goes down, these dudes did it. Not our fault. It's because they rigged it. And I believe I'm calling it out right now, putting it out there right now. The place mushroom clouds or something crazy. It's going to be because of Ukraine. Zelensky and company. Thank you for the coffee bee. Hey, I appreciate that to the fullest. Much love. God bless. Let's jump into the rest of the markets and what's happening here. We finally had the markets respond with the Fed chair coming out, giving an announcement today where they didn't really do anything. They could have cut 25 base points, but they said they're going to maintain. They have other meetings throughout the year. They are projected at some point to do another cut. Remember, they did some cuts here recently, and it was like out of nowhere. And he just got threatened by Trump, like with an indictment, so to speak. Powell did, because he wasn't doing what Trump wanted him to do and all this other stuff. And he didn't show any weakness here. Weakness would have been giving a cut. Or going the opposite, making a move. Trump had different signals. He was like, you got to do something here. They did nothing. So we'll wait and we'll see what they do later on in the year. But now that that's over with, the news, as we cover, it affects the markets big time. Trump could make one statement and say one thing and tank the market or send the market flying. I mean, any day, all the time. This is why people are speculating that this is how Barron Trump is making millions of dollars right now. And other people are getting rich too because they're tracking the wallet that they suspect is Barron Trump. because no one else could have this kind of insider information. Somebody seems to know every single move, one of these big moves that's going to be made, and they're going over to Polymarket and they're or Kalshi, and they're dropping a big bet of huge amounts, like hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions. Like, you got to have big money, and all of a sudden, his net worth is like climbing. And they're saying that he was in on and a part of the whole Trump coin and Melania coin, and he stopped the whole thing. He stopped everything short of launching a Baron coin at that time, but he kind of remained in the shadows. So they're speculating big time that the kid's sitting there listening to everything Dad's doing and saying, and so right there next to him on the phone, placing the bets, and not saying a word about it. And at this point, they're saying that it's going to be hard pressed to prove, but I mean, these guys are doing what they want to get away with it. I mean, this is what they suspect. So Trump makes these comments, and you can see it tanks the market, and the percent comes out and makes comments, and you can see the market goes back up. It's all about what these guys say. They'll send the market one way or another. Any day, any given moment. They come out and they could say anything to send this thing flying or dying. So the dollars I covered in a video when I dropped it, it was on a 14-year line that if it dropped below it, it wasn't good. I was expecting at some point some announcement would have to be made to catch it, because where Trump made his announcement, it broke through it. And you had to either try to get back above it or you were going to stay below it. And that's not good. Trump likes a weak dollar, though. A lot of people out there think, oh, we want a strong dollar, but he wants a weak dollar because it gives him an edge in negotiating and doing all this other stuff in the way that they do deals, and in getting other people to buy our debt and all this other stuff. You would think you would always want a strong dollar, but that's not what they want. Person said that the dollar was declining. And goes, no, I think it's great. that right there, it says it right there. I even got a video of him saying this. I told you, he's here to reset everything. And boy, time's flying. May's going to be here before you know it. As soon as this new guy replaces Powell in the Fed, huge changes are going to happen. Now, listen, this is a big night because, I mean, all the time we're covering big news, but here in just a second, and thank you, Sailor, I'm about to show you exactly what's happening and how this whole reset is going to end. It's everything that I told you. It's everything that I've warned you about, everything we talked about. But I'm going to show you, spoon feed it to you, step by step. You're going to see it clearly. Everything is in the wide open here. There's no conspiracy. This is what's about to happen. It's not just us. It's the whole world. Of course, if the U.S. dollar like resets in any fashion, if the economy is reset in any fashion, it's going to affect everyone in every way possible. Okay? Every other currency, every other economy, all of it, because we're the main driver of all of it. So Trump is unveiling mercantilism, right? If you don't know what this is, we are losing our reserve currency status. And they seem to be okay with that. And some of you you're going to be like, what is going on? Like, we're like giving up the throne, like the power. And they seem to be okay with that. All they're concerned about is this reset, which is basically a transition to digital on the blockchain, which we're going to walk through this here. Now, you're also going to see as I go through this what they've been plotting. Not all of their plans work here. It says if the dollar can be weakened without losing its status as the reserve currency, the Trump administration will consider that. They welcome it, okay? But they know that everything is going to break down here, okay? I'm going to get to that here in the next step. So they're positioned for that. It goes right back to the problem, reaction, solution. They're causing all this to get everybody to go right toward what they want. So the EU just pushed back against protectionism in terms of all this stuff and a trade deal with India, which I'm going to touch on later when I get into the war thing, on where this is all going. Indonesian stocks tonight halted for 30 minutes. And I got to bring this up because I'm seeing more of this. I watch this daily, constantly, all the time. And I'm watching different trends. And when you jump over to a chart and it's like it's a weekday and like everything's supposed to be running, and all of a sudden things are stopped. You go zooming in, all of a sudden somebody just dumps something huge. And this is indicative of the billionaires starting to sell and exiting in mass, quick. The smart ones over time, like Warren Buffett, what they do is they'd stay right at the minimum every month and they keep taking these big chunks out at the minimum and also try to stay below these thresholds where they wouldn't have to report. But when the rest of the crew has been slacking and like they walk into a meeting, maybe they haven't made a meeting in a week or two, like the big club or a month or two, and I don't know, they're behind. They realize, like this whole thing's coming down. They panic. And any one of them holding a big amount of stock can crash their market. And Jakarta's got its own stock exchange with its own big dogs on there that own big quantities of big shares of different stocks that are big on their exchange. And that has things on it that are exclusive to just that stock exchange, that are not on the American Stock Exchange, you see? So this shows guys are panicking, and this thing crashed as much as 8.8% in the entire market. That is a massive move. It triggered a 30-minute market halt. So anytime you see the market stopped and you're sitting there scratching your head like, hold on, it's the middle of the day. Like, why is it? You keep hitting refresh. Like, it's flatlined. Like, 30 minutes has gone by. Still nothing's moving. And you're like, dude, what is happening? Like, something's happening. But this one here, it pulled up. If you look on the screen, you can see down here on the bottom, you can see the volume. You can see where it dumped out. Massive. Bigger than anything recent. But then when you go up here, you can also see a huge gap. Whenever you see one of these big gaps, that's indicative of somebody just a super sell-off. Because normally you'll have it step down, or it'll puke red, basically. Like it's a bloody waterfall, so to speak, that peels over really harsh. But you'll see it. There'll be red candles coming down. When it's super bad and super quick, this is what it'll do. It'll leave a doge off the end here, and it'll leave a space on the chart. And somebody just, rocked their exchange real quick. Just wanted to point it out because I seen something similar today in silver. I seen silver and gold freeze. And I'm making my way to it. I'm making my way to it. It's kind of a surprise. I'm going to be surprised when I look at the price of silver here when we get to it, because I'm banking on that 120's next benchmark. And boy, oh boy, it was like 118 something tonight already again. Like, I'm just, don't even say nothing. Let's see, people keep their mouth shut until I get to it. So the government is steaming toward a partial shutdown or government shutdown. And there's demands over ICE and this and that. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this one. They may not come to a big, disagreement this time, because it looks like Trump is like blinking. He's like backing down. And I'll get to that too here in the political part. When it comes to everything in like Minneapolis, at least for the moment, they're projecting that. So that's a big thing. Uh, the Democrats insisting that the Republicans drop a DHS funding package, from this whole bill. It's always something, but I'm telling you, there's a ton of pork in there. Just look at the jobs real quick. The Washington Post, a lot of people not happy with it, don't like Bezos. He's one of the world's richest men, and it still gets a ton of views. But he's firing 300 more staff. He fired people before. So anytime that they continue to lay people off, it's not good. Amazon cutting 16,000 jobs. This follows October's 14,000 jobs. Do you know what I'm telling you now? Like, the days of old are no longer here. Like, let's zoom in here. The old school warehouse, if anywhere you were at, would have trucks pull up, whatever they were making inside the warehouse. They would have eventually stuff on skid or whatever, and they'd have a guy on a fork truck loading or unloading the trucks. That's how it works everywhere on the docks. There's always a guy on a truck, on a little gas-powered forklift truck, loading and unloading a truck. That's how it works everywhere, all the docks. These days, there's also new equipment like remote control or AI controlled that can go in and do the same thing. You don't have to have a guy on a truck. But my point is, old school way of doing it was like that. And like, if you needed inventory, people did it on cherry pickers, right? And that's how a warehouse operated. You'd have things on shelves or in tiers, and guys would go around and stock those areas, and you'd have guys called pickers that would go through and pick the items on whatever list, an order list, and put it on a skid, wrap it, and then all that stuff would get picked up and it gets shipped out. And that was like that in all kinds of different warehouses. It did not matter the product. That was kind of the setup. Amazon is now eliminating all those people. So all the guys that used to come in, you would see that were driving the cherry pickers and driving the gas-powered trucks to unload and load the trucks, and all those jobs are gone. And we are being replaced right in front of your eyes. What you thought with Amazon coming to town a couple years ago would be jobs for the future are not. It will be hard fought for jobs if there's any positions for humans, because it's going to get dwindled down. It's going to cause a competition thing big time here. It already is. Remember the example of the guys that came on here that were running an AI startup that they applied to a business that they had already going. They had 350 people working there. They put AI and robots in it, and just after 1 year, there was 3 humans working there. Insane. So, it's wild to see. It's wild to see. Like, I used to do a lot of printing. For instance, worked many different jobs, had a lot of printing experience. And you would have different guys do different things in printing. Like, you'd have a guy bring rolls and be a roll tender, bring paper on the back of the this big, huge machine that's the size of like a ship, is what it was like. And then you have like an ink man that works the inside that keeps up with all the ink and helps with putting plates on. This is to print all the stuff that you see in the stores, diaper boxes that you see with the baby on it and all that stuff left and right, all the Coca-Cola boxes, all the watermelon bins, all the anything you could think of that you see in a store on a cardboard box, we would print. Well, then you have a guy, say at the front, a lead watching over the whole thing, watching computer screen, making sure everything's lined up, making sure the print looks good, doing all that stuff. It was a team, and it was a crew, and you needed that team, that crew, to pull it off. Well, not anymore. Now, like, one man can almost, like 1-2 men could come in and run the whole show I would say safety wise, they would keep it at least 2 men. But many nights, I mean, we would get thing running. We would be low on people, and I would have to run a press, with me and another man, and we would do it um, over and over again. But I know that the robots is just this is insane. So like, it really ticks me off. Our leaders have gone through with this plan to like weed us out, and the people got to be ticked. You got to start taking this up with your leadership because they allowed this. I mean, it's a little too late now in some of these areas where Amazon's done moved in and kicked everybody out. Along with the jobs goes, oh, you can't afford to live anywhere. And then next thing you know, you're not living, you have nowhere to live, can't pay the bills. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. There's no other way around it. How did it's like the elephant in the room they don't want to talk about. How was we ever going to avoid this? I mean, stop and think about it. How are you ever going to implement AI large scale in all these robots into this and keep humans with enough jobs? It was never possible. It was the forbidden thing to say. It was the thing no one was allowed to say. Like coming out of these meetings, like, well, you just can't go out and tell the populace that they're done. And we gotta prepare for it. So I'm sure on the back end they're preparing for it because they've ran the simulations. They know full well what's going to happen when people have no jobs, nowhere to live, and run out. The problem here at that point is like Palantir and the police states being set up right now that like they're going to know where you're at. They're going to know your every move anyway. We're in bad shape right now. Like people could finally start to come together and start plotting and planning and start talking about doing something here. But they're going to make the fatal mistakes of doing all the talking with the cell phone in their pocket or on the table and like they've heard everything, all your plans. It's real deal. I seen an image today of a fresh one of Benjamin Netanyahu, Bibi, on the phone, and on his phone, every single one of the camera lenses was taped over and covered. It shows you. It's just like Mark Zuckerberg, everybody else. You look at them and they're on their laptop out anywhere like this. The cameras are covered and taped over. They all know. They know that all these are open devices that can be tapped into at any time. And if you don't know, if you've got like a baby camera, even security camera, like at your house, that's like open source, anyone can tap into it. There's websites out there that are crazy that you can like go and you can just all day long sit there and surf and click all over the planet and find open cameras everywhere. Everything, anything, and everything that you could ever think of. It's nuts. But yeah, we're getting replaced. So Trump announces John Deere is building a $70 million factory in North Carolina. It's going to be the only excavator entirely made in the USA. How many humans do you think are going to be in this plant? Maybe we should take some a poll here, some guesses here. It'd be interesting. Between 0 and 10, 10 and 50, 50 and 100, 100 plus. I doubt that. Anywhere near that. I think it's going to be like a couple dozen or less, max, depending on what's needed, because you still need humans to do certain things. But I'm telling you, it's going to be all new automated stuff, and it's going to be designed to not need a human. It's being made that way. All these people in the background hearing him say that, everyone cheers it on. North Carolina, they're getting a brand new John Deere $70 million factory. Oh, it's going to bring you jobs, son. You know that? It's what some of these guys are out there saying right now. This is going to bring jobs. You got to get on a list, man. As soon as they start to hire, these people are going to sit around. They're going to be waiting. Factory's going to get built. It's going to go up. And this thing, it's going to start drone deliveries, all this other stuff right over their head. And they're gonna be like, hold on, like, where's the jobs? Big, there was never no jobs. You were never promised no job. Notice it's the one thing Trump leaves out in his big speech. Best in the world. Yeah, all this other stuff, all this glitz and glamour and sparkles and all this other stuff to keep you distracted, while he's speaking. But the underlying fact is you're going to be screwed because it's not going to bring big job opportunity. None of these places are. I just showed you Amazon. At this point, it's tens of thousands of jobs that they've cut alone. This is a nightmare. There's no plan. All your politicians should get like a call. Anyone that participates in selling us out like this, you got to bring attention to it. That's why I cover this stuff. You got to talk about it. It's got to be brought up. It's got to be an issue to begin with. Most people just walking around every day like nothing's going on. Like there's a lot going on, man. And people will care when they're all slummed out and can't get a job nowhere. Then you want to talk? Huh? Can't get a job? You pissed off? You want to talk now? Right? Let's talk about why. Because we've been sold out. We've been talking about this forever. But see, some people just got to learn the hard way, unfortunately. It's not till they get put out on the street with nothing that they're like, what gives? Well, look, man, we're being replaced again. You got to get with it. You're going to have to pick something out there for you and your future that's going to last at least a decade or two, and you're going to have to make the most of it. Because outside of that, like, they're going to have robots and AI, like, running everything. I foresee at some point within that time frame, they're for sure going to roll out the whole Beast network. And they're going to have the Jetsons vehicles, anti-gravitics, all that they've got right now, and we know they got it actually be put into real world use. But you will have to be on the Beast system to utilize it. That's why they were brazen enough to tell you that you'll own nothing and you'll love it, because you won't have to pay. It's all going to be pitched like, well, you don't need a car. Just hit a button in Uber, a floating Jetsons type UFO, like UAP type of vehicle shows up and at the door, and it takes you wherever you need to go. Just that quick. Just like a Tesla does now, all the automation and driving. It's going to be so similar to Flight of the Navigator, old school movie from the 80s. I believe it was the 80s when I was a kid. Just like it. They were showing you right there that teardrop UFO ship thing that he got perfect example. And he hops in the seat and it's telepathic and read his mind, talks to him, all that. There's your AI. There's all of it right there, all tied into one craft that basically you control with your mind. And they're already doing this. They're doing this with the drones, the drone tech. Easy. It's at a whole different level. It's pretty crazy right now, man. When they turn this on us, it's a nightmare. And the problem is Trump is rolling it out right now on his watch. He's using Palantir to do it. And it's full scale. He's not hiding it. It's right there. And they're also rolling out all this technology that they're using in Israel. Remember, I told you, Israel has technology they've been using for a minute, and it's inhumane. They're using, and I've shown and named the programs. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head right now, but we've gone over this. They have specific programs, AI, that target human beings, and it makes the decision off of the biometrics and everything it sees on whether they should be targeted for elimination. Just all that's got to be done is that AI is put on a drone, and then all of a sudden it's striking whatever it picks up and it deems, a threat, and that's what's happening. They can put it on turrets, on gun turrets. They can put it on the robots with wheels on the ground, the drones. They can do it from anything at this point. Satellites. I don't know, man. We've got the odds stacked against us. Rightfully so. We've all been preparing for like an end game, like war, because it's all we've ever known. Man against man. World War I, World War II, every war you've ever known has been man on man. Okay? When they unleash Optimus, I'm just going to go with Optimus. It's like a Terminator. It's literally the Terminator bot. Weaponized. Optimus weaponized. Whether it's Elon or the Chinese or whoever it is, this thing is being mass produced, weaponized, I'm telling you right now. And it's the biggest threat we've ever faced. Because it's not going to be, your bullets are going to be useless. Designed that way. Your bullets are going to be useless on the car they pull up in, which will be a Tesla Cybertruck. You won't even be able to penetrate the windows with your bullets. And then when Optimus, Terminator style, jumps out, 4, 5, 6 of them, him and the homies, and they come to wreck you in the neighborhood, I've said it many times before. I don't see a situation where any neighborhood stands a chance. Not one. I mean, seriously. Not unless you've got some really strategic dudes in there that like have a good plan and like you're ready for it. Because they're going to blindside everyone. One freaking Cybertruck load full of these are going to rock a neighborhood. Dude's going to be expending rounds, round after round, trying to bust on these things, and it's not going to do you no good. They're bulletproof. Your bullets will be useless. So you can have 10 years of saving bullets, trying to take these things out, and it would do you no good. You've been better off having some kind of like small tank out in the yard to like pull up on them and smash them, like park on top of them. That's going to do you more good than bullets. Straight up. You're going to have to start getting tactical. This is our future from here on out. This is what we face. We will become the hunted. You mark my words. It's in the game plan. It's the end game blueprint. Everything you're seeing done across the world, hunting people down by satellite, drone striking them like it's a video game, it'll be done to us. They'll sit back and they'll watch it on big screen like it's Hunger Games. You watch. They've already shown us as much. They've already shown us. They sit back in the war room and they make these strikes. Trump did it with Soleimani, Obama, and Hillary, and then they did it with Gaddafi. It's sick. So they'll all sit back when this place falls apart and they'll watch it on the big screen. You don't think they won't? You don't think they won't? With everything they got. They'll sit back and they'll pull up 10 different screens. Like, zoom me into LA and see what's going on over there. You know, zoom me into Chicago. Zoom in. And it'd be just something out of a movie. All hell breaking loose everywhere. What if the lights are out? Like, everywhere. Like, they'll watch it in real time. Oh, they're getting a little crazy over there. They're taking out some of our men in Memphis. Right? Drone strike them. Right? Who's gonna say anything? There's gonna be no communication, no comms. We would be out. We start getting drone struck by our own damn government. Who you gonna tell? Who you gonna call? You'd be done. They put the lights out and they start that. Look, it's already begun. Look, man, one deadly outbreak, they lock this place back down, it's over. Spark gap generated, the same frequency as the battery. Hey, uncommon. Much love, Omek. Brother, hope all is good. In Lowrider, sliding in with the coffees. Big time, man. Yeah, he says Elon has thousands of humanoid robots in production, just like the prototype you displayed last week. Those are the ones that are rolling out along with the weaponized drones. That would not be a surprise to me if by the end of Trump's term, yeah, We see them on the streets. Much love. Hey, much love, brother. Can't wait to see you before it's all said and done. Um, man, I wish I was closer. Like, I wish I was closer to a lot of the real cats that I've met in this life, because mm, time's short, man. Um, yeah, man, interesting stuff. So let me show you here. I'm gonna keep working my way through this bit by bit. I'm trying to keep pushing here. And thank you again, Lowrider, my brother, for the support, man. Um, much appreciated. America's most expensive home, $40 million price cut to it. Yeah, they cut it 40 million from its original 139 million. So it's in 99 million then. And this is 1200 Bel Air Road estate. This is from the brainchild of a former emergency room physician turned developer, Joe Engelenoff. It spans 2 acres. It's one of Los Angeles' most impenetrable enclaves. It has 12 bedrooms, 17 baths, sweeping panoramic views of the city below. I'll give it that. It's got smoking views. I mean, come on. For something that's nice and luxurious, but who's got 99 mil to go put down? Some of these guys got stupid money. Which, any of these guys out here doing righteous things? Any of these guys doing righteous stuff? Iowa free thinker, man. Better see you in Florida at the next conference. Man, another good one right there. Free thinker, man. Much love. Good to see you. Never know who's out there until you guys like say something or catch my attention. It's good to see some of you guys out there. And some of you that's been around for years. Much love, Gio, Tom, John, Chris, E. Fitz, Kenzo, Tiffany, Prodigy. So yeah, man, I'd love that. Something like that. See a place like that though. I'm gonna come on 99 mil. It'd be cool to like rent the place out and like have a shebang, party or something like there, maybe whatever. But like, even then, it's gonna be cost an arm and a leg. Like, it's nice and all, but like realistically, I mean, 99 mil. Let me look. This is like stupid. It's got a rotating car display, real car. No doubt, dope cars. I'm not taking away nothing from this. Man, look at all of them back here. And it rotates on display the different vehicles, like wild. Then it's got like, cigar lounge, all the stuff. You could see LA back here. It's got killer views. It's got probably the best views you're ever going to find of LA. It's a smoking house. It's worth, I'm sure, the 99 mil, but again, 99 mil. Who needs 17 bedrooms? I'm talking realistic, man. I'm talking realistic. Like, all this is like, everyone talks about materialistic things and all that. Like, that's overkill. Like, it's got a nice theater. You take that away. All right, cool. Nice theater. But again, I go back to, you indoor, you got the theater. Like, look at this. Isn't this a theater out by the pool with the backdrop of the city? That's the ultimate theater, you ask me. I wouldn't even touch that one on the inside. It's, again, wasted space. Like, 17 bedrooms. Like, I just, again, like, you could move in, like, the whole family and the Addams family. It's just, it's massive. So home prices surged. Mortgage rates are tumbling some. I will say, if you're looking to buy, this would be the time, but you may have an issue. Let's look at this one. This is kind of important. Home buyers are backing out of deals at the fastest pace in a decade. It's always something, huh? So More than 40,000 signed home purchase agreements canceled in December. That represents 16.3% of all homes that went under contract. That's nuts. Okay, there were roughly 47% more home sellers than buyers. And that's where we sit right now. One person said that she sees this as, well, 2025 is what she labeled the year of the seller, because she had never seen or heard. Right here, I call 2025 the year of the seller because I had so many sellers reach out. That's agent out of North Carolina. People trying to get out of the bigger city, so to speak, and get into the more rural areas, the mountains, across the board, all over the place. Atlanta saw the highest percentage of cancels at 22%. That was followed by Jacksonville, Florida at 20%, and San Antonio in Texas at 20%, Cleveland, Ohio 20%, Tampa, Florida 19%. So when you've got an influx of sellers in the market, what this does is it's a lot of options for a buyer. So you've got a buyer that is in a deal here, and they're trying to, finagle, knowing that they've got an upper hand, the buyer, in this type of market. There's so many options but if they don't close quickly, they break contract because they see something else that's nicer or something that they like better. Like, look at this one just popped up, and then all of a sudden catches their eye. It's a little cheaper. It's got everything and they wanted, but more, and they'd be stupid not to take it. Do you think it's too late? And that's what people are doing because there's so many options out there, and they're getting away with it. I thought there was some kind of penalty. I thought when you signed a contract, or it was a contract, but like, I guess these people are fine with whatever the penalty is there and pushing on. But Rimfire, welcome to the underground. Much love. Now, the dollar is getting attacked. I told you, Trump's comments, the gold on the move. We are witnessing not only what's called de-dollarization, but this is really de-fiatization. Okay? And what it is it's all the fiat currencies around the globe taking a hit big time. Okay? Big time. All of them are. Every single one of them. Every one of them are buying massive amounts of gold and silver. They have been, especially China, all these other places. So just because you see the dollar taking these hits, it doesn't mean that like China is going to rise up and take over. Because even at this point, the dollar, even though it's taking damage and it's losing every day, well, purchasing power, every second. I don't even think it's 1% anymore of what it used to be, the dollar. I mean, you talk about inflation and losing purchasing power, like we're smoked. People just you don't see this. The average person don't see this. It's like boiling the frog. By the time they realize they're cooked, it's too late. They don't see it. It's a hidden thing that is destroying everyone, everything. It's not till all of a sudden you're fighting with family members at the end, and this happened to everyone. It's designed this way because bills can't get paid, and like you've done nothing else. No one's spent any more money on anything extra. Everyone's working full tilt, and all of a sudden it's caught up. Like there's not enough groceries, like not enough meals, not enough suppers. Like you have to start cutting back. The conversation has to be had. We got to do something. Like something has to be done. This is if you're there, you're not alone. This is by design. This is what they wanted. This is all part of the process. This is all a part. This is all part of this place falling apart right in front of your face, unfortunately. And it's accelerating. You're seeing it with the price of gold and silver go through the roof. That is a telltale sign something's happening. So here's the point where I'm going to try to hit it home that you see where we're at. Top of the hour, everyone coming in, much love. Hit subscribe. Also hit the bell notification. Follow me on X as well. And here we go. Check it out. I told you, and I've been telling you, and for those that missed it, it's important that you understand the Tether has made a move that's clutch. It's different than any other currency's move out there. They have made a move to where they're going to back the Tether with gold. Okay. Why is this big? Because they could have simply just backed the fiat with gold. But this is the death of fiat. That's what this is, not the death of the dollar. The dollar will survive. You watch, you mark my words. It will live to see another day. Even though it's depleted and beat down, stomped on, and, virtually worth nothing at this point, you'll see it will survive. Just as the UK currency did before we came along. Okay? History repeats itself. And it's still around. The pound's still around. It didn't die off when we took over the reserve currency status. No, it didn't. Stayed in use. As every country's currency usually stays in use. It may lose the reserve currency status. So what they're looking to do here is to break this down to where it doesn't matter anymore if it's the dollar. Okay? All that matters is that if you're digitized. That's it. That's the trap. And just like COVID, that was a scam, and Russia and China were in on it on this world stage. This is how you know they're always working together. They too have pitched it to their people and rolled it out full scale. And remember here, it will never be called a CBDC because Trump signed an executive order saying it will not be called a CBDC. But this is how they're going to introduce it. This is how they're going to put it out because it's already here. It's already here. They slid it right underneath your nose. Old Tether that was here the whole time, that was created down in the Bahamas by a group of shady men and lawyers that did it from the United States. Okay, that all this connects back to the U.S. government, even Bitcoin. It's the only reason you're allowed to trade it. The only reason this whole thing is going down is because it's their baby. It's built on a hash that the NSA created, for crying out loud. Okay, so back it up a little bit. Tether is basically a digital dollar. It is pegged 1-to-1. Okay, so everybody knows. Get your education on here if you never knew what this was. Tether, USDT, is a digital dollar. And it's a stable coin, is what they call them. And what they use in trading is if someone's in Bitcoin and Bitcoin's about to crash, they'll jump into a stable coin because it stays stable. These weren't always around. And the whole thing, Bitcoin can drop all that money and they stay stable in the stable coin. It's supposed to stay pegged 1-to-1 with the dollar, even. That's how it's supposed to work. So this has been around for years and years now. And there's different versions. PayPal's got a stable coin. All these different places got a stable coin now launched. So the Genius Act here recently, while most of the crowd don't realize what's going on, our government buffaloed everything, and they tied Tether to the US dollar. They backed Tether with the US dollar. They did it to keep it alive, to give it a reason to even exist. Okay, they connected it. Okay, 1-to-1, saying, look, it's virtually the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing. It's what it was to begin with. Tether was a representation of a dollar. 1-to-1, was it not? Yes, it was. That's what it was based on. It was based on the value of $1. Okay, so it's just a digital version. It's been here the whole time, right underneath your freaking nose. So they couple it with the dollar. So now the dollar is connected to the tether. The dollar is tethered to the tether from one side. And they come in from the other side and they say, you know what? Just to save the whole, because it's not worth nothing. It's a worthless digital nothing. Still, USDT is, and so is the fiat. It's all, even if you put it together, it's all garbage still. It's like nothing. It's digital nothingness at this point, right? Because it's not backed by gold. So they back it with gold. Again, you could have just backed our fiat dollar or regular money with the gold, but they don't want that. They want to be gone with the fiat. This is death of fiat. Do you understand? The dollar is going to take a hit. It will survive, but this is to knock all the fiat off the chart around the globe. Oh, they're already gone. The penny's done gone. Nickel's next. This is dime in the quarter. One big move on silver. Massive. I'm about to get there. I'm 2 links away from getting to the prices. But let me tell you, this is it. Look what. All right. Now, what does it say on the screen? Tether launches the USAT, a federally regulated dollar-backed stablecoin for the US market. So this is the new replacement of USDT. It is USAT, and it's just that simple. That's all they had to do is announce it. Here it is, right in front of your face. This is the first stablecoin built to operate fully within the US regulated financial system. Do you know what this means? This means when you can't get your money out of the bank next week or whenever it is coming up, they're going to tell everybody out there, download this digital wallet and you have USAT in there and you can spend it everywhere. Do you see what's happened? This is the trap of traps. This is it. It's right in front of your face and they're going to make it easy. It's going to be easy for them. They just did it. This is like one of the most bombshell headlines tonight. For everybody out there that is wondering how this whole thing is going to go down, we've been telling you, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Well, here we are. Okay? And USAT is officially launched. Do I have to repeat it? A federally regulated dollar-backed stablecoin for the entire U.S. market. This means everywhere in the United States, every gas station, every store, absolutely everywhere. As it says here, it's taken time for this to get pushed through all the regulation, all the scrutiny, and all this. Here it is. Boom. Back it with gold, it's over. And they've done it. They're backing the tether with the 1/1000th of gold. Yes. Look, I told you, it was all about getting you onto the blockchain system. It didn't matter. And you had to know when he said that we're not going to do a CBDC, he turned around and he sold the same crowd the Trump coin and Melania coin, which is blockchain. Like, I knew right then they're going to fall for it. It's going to, because they just, I really hate to have to keep saying they're just stupid. I really think it's like some kind of black magic that's worked on these people, because it's so high school to say these people are just stupid, but it's how it feels and sounds, but they are stupid at this point. Ignorant. You're very ignorant and blinded to the whole thing, to yell at a point. And I don't really know that it matters. MAGA has fallen apart at this point. It's completely shattered, as you guys will see here. If you don't already know, MAGA is like non-existent at this point. There's like nothing left of it that I could tell. I tuned into several of the big cats out there that were involved with MAGA the whole time, guys that were wearing the MAGA hats, you're pushing the whole thing. And That's not what they're doing now. They're admitting no one's wearing a MAGA hat, and like it's nothing to be seen out there, and the whole thing's falling apart. And yeah, this is what happens when they show their fangs, you know, when they show their lizard skin, you know. um, this is what happens when they show their pedo protectors. When they show that they'll take the guns first, ask questions later, you know, or anything like that. Like, people are pissed. And the whole thing with guns, the statement I just made, that was from Trump's first time around when he said the whole thing about guns. Take the guns and ask questions later. He's on record. He don't have a good record of saying the best things. Mr. Warp Speed. Okay, so he is bringing you on his watch the reset. He said it. He's on camera saying it. This is part of it. Here you go, right here. I'm telling you, all they need is a trigger event. All they need is for you to wake up one day and not be able to use the money in your account. It's all they... Stop and think about it. I'm serious, man. Everybody stop and take a second and be like, whoa, what could really screw everything up here? Well, if you can't get your money. Well, let me back it up. Ask yourself, how would they ever implement this and force everyone to use it? It's not an option. This is everyone. This is the new way. This is the new system. You have to use this. How do you do that? How do you get everybody onto this new system? Well, like I said, when I stop and think about it, it becomes rather simple. You hold everything in the current system hostage. You just simply freeze it, glitch, cyber attack, whatever, freeze it. And everyone's money is still there, so there's not too much chaos. But guess what? You're just going to use this new currency. Since there's a problem that they can't fix or figure out and people need their money, here's the quick fix. We know that your account says there's $2,000 in it. Guess what? You have $2,000 now from the government of USAT. Do you see how easy that was? Just go download this USAT wallet from your local bank's website. USAT is accepted everywhere. Federally regulated. Only one of its kind. It's here, right in front of your face. Here it is. So now you know. This is the route. This is it. Okay? And it's already in motion. Like, this is already here. It's been here. Tether's been here forever. But this is the trap. It's not just USDT anymore. It's transformed. Again, it's shown its fangs now. It's USAT. 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 Wow. This is nuts. You know what this means, don't you? You know what this means, right? It's coming. You got that right, Low Rider. It's it. It's it. Any moment. Any moment. Like, we're there. They just telegraphed it the Rothschild freaking magazine cover. Come on. Trump pointing at the economy collapsing, all of it going down. The gavel coming down, the dollar sign. Come on, man. Like, we have the eyes to see. I hope all of you prepared. It's when this system goes into motion, they're going to try to make it smooth. Why make it chaotic? The only people that, like, everyone around you is just going to keep on pushing with normal life. So for all of you out there that, like, are trying to barter or something, people are looking at you like, why are you just not using this? It's just, this is so easy of a move for them at this point. The only thing you're missing is holding everything hostage. or him just Trump just coming out and mandating it, just straight up saying it one day, like, look, it's over, like, everyone, you're using USAT at this point. But the only way he will not catch any backlash for that kind of announcement is if there's, again, freeze it. It's not his fault then. It's simple. Like, if I'm them, I'm the bad guy, I'm trying to figure this out, it's very easy at this point. Freeze everybody's money across the board and just dangle the carrot and the stick out there. The answer. Said it over and over and over. It is so easy. It's so predictable too. What else you gonna do? You tell me. Again, I keep asking everybody, you tell me. Give me a better option. A better way to roost the entire population on to this coin. You give me a better way outside of what I said, freezing everything and forcing them that way. I don't see another way. I'm open to options and listening, but that seems to be the key play. There's no way you can do it without holding it hostage, is my main point. How can you force anybody? They could be like, I don't want to do it. I don't like it. I don't want it. What do you do about all those people? Well, you force them, is what someone says. Well, how do you force them? Well, it goes right back to the same thing I just told you over and over again. See how many times we keep coming back to here? You cannot accomplish this without freezing the whole system. We're about to have the whole system rocked. The whole system is about to get rocked. It's about to happen. And all these years, all these people talk about all these everything. It's actually about to happen. Again, thing is, it may not be all that dramatic. If they quickly supply the answer, people are just going to download, and that's all they ever wanted. If they got the whole population transitioned right over, that easy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is genius. That is why they called it. That's why they called it the Genius Act. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm on to you guys. Yeah, I see how the whole conversation played out. I see it now. This is your sick joke. This was the sick joke because at some point you would sit here just as I just did in playing this out, and you would say, "Oh, well, this was genius," and then you realize that's why they named it the Genius Act. Smack in the face. A raw smack in the face. With more than just a backhand. This is it. This is the move. All we're missing is the event. I don't have the crystal ball, but I can tell you it's happening on Trump's watch. The grains in the hourglass are slipping through. There's only so much time on that clock. And all signs point that it happens this year. And I would say sooner than later. I would say from within this point to the beginning of summer, that would be the best window for this to all happen. Right on cue. In May, the new Fed guy goes in. So May, June, right there. July's going to be very interesting. It's all set up. So I just explained to you how this whole thing is going to happen. You don't have to wonder anymore. You don't have to wonder at all. You know clearly, crystal clear, what's about to happen. There's no other way. Okay, there's no if, ands, or buts. Just like everything else before, we've called out and we've seen picture perfect. This is no different. So when the event happens and it comes, this is another thing we've seen, we've called, that hits time after time. This, however, is going to be you know what? To most of the people around you, it's going to be nothing. is the scariest part. Long as they can get an answer, a quick fix, and they got their money and they can spend, who knows, the government might even send them a little bit extra because of all the troubles. Oh, that's when you know they're in on it. If that ever happens, you remember that. So, this is bad news, Betty. Not good. This is it, man. This is so easy for them. It can happen any day, and I don't see what you're going to do to stop it. The whole crowd's going to go onto this. You're not going to be able to stop it. So what do you do then? What do you do when they start taking away the dollar? The rest of the change, like I said, it's coming right behind it. Oh, it costs too much money now to print this fiat. That's what they're going to say. Just as they did the penny. Just as they do everything. No, look at the numbers, man. No one's using cash. We're printing for nothing. It's exactly what they'll do. So, all right, I'm going to keep it pushing. This is a huge thing, though. I can't stress it enough. Oh, what's this say? Oh, you just can't get away from this. And Deanne, jumping in to say much love and prayers, traveling again to OKC for another MRI for my grandson. Hey, I send prayers that the Lord's with you. It helps you. Is with you and the family, Deanne, for real. Thank you for that. And safe travels, for real. Much love. Be thinking about you. Before I can get over this Tether thing, this is huge. Tether to become the gold central bank. This is it. Everything I've just told you, backing, they are to become. Look at what this says. It says Tether to become the gold central bank in a post-dollar world. They're telling you right in front of your face, man. The CEO knows the game plan, and like the cat's out the bag. He's going on stage talking about it openly. He says that gold is logically a safer asset than any national currency, and they are set right now to be holding more gold than anyone on the planet outside of the banks. Yep, they own 140 tons of gold worth $23 billion stored in a nuclear bunker in Switzerland. This has been the plan the whole time. There it is. Dude, Fort Knox can be empty. What does any of that matter? These guys got their game plan set. They've got their everything set up. They've got it backed by gold. More than anyone on the planet. They did it quietly this whole time. And they just come out the shadows like, haha, guess what? Boom. We got all this. Dude, the gig's up. There you go. I just explained it all to you. There it all is. Right there. You said Tether, backed by gold. That's it. So Tucker, CIA trained Tucker, he has this talk with Peter Schiff, which Peter Schiff's huge on gold, and Tucker is trying to push the whole Bitcoin thing, saying that it's going to be a new global reserve currency. And Peter Schiff's like, crap, that's garbage. It's all crap. It's digital nothing. It's worthless. And same thing I said, without backing the fiat or the Tether with gold, it's all worthless. Why did I just say what I just said? Why is Tether holding 23 freaking billion in gold if it's not needed? Answer me that. Riddle me that. It doesn't matter how you cut it. In game, that gold is the real money. That's what it's all about. In game, it's the last thing stacked. It is the boss hog at the end. Your monopoly money, all that, your digital, all that, it's all worthless unless it's backed by the boss hog. That's why it's going through the roof. They can keep pumping. You can keep pumping the Bitcoin doing whatever with it, and they could run it to $1 million, whatever. It's still a digital nothing. Okay? Always will be. Wowzers. I'm going to hit this button when I do. Show me some magic, Lord God. Show some high numbers. I'm going to check gold first. 55.42. Give me a 24-hour on there. Come on. 55.42, 55.47. All right, it's not froze. We clipped 55.56. We're right there. We're teetering right at the top. There's a little bit of a wall here. It seems they got. Anytime you see it stall out, it keeps hitting 1, 2. It hit twice at that range. Next hit. Third hit. Third tap. It always breaks. Okay? So, unless it's massive rejection. Thank you, Kenzo. Much love, brother. Okay, so. Got the refresh. Platinum, palladium, doing their thing. All right, here we go. Here's silver. 118.27. What did we click? We hit 119.48. Wow. We hit 119.48. So, dude, it's over. Like, it's over. Like, we're right there. Like, this next leg up on gold, because it's the driver, 5, 6 higher, it should take silver easy to 120. Wow. Be crazy if it hits that. We're coming up on the end of the month. There was they had an opening over there, a tally on what silver would end at the end of the month by the 31st. Well, the market would close at 6 p.m. on Fridays. You've got like less than 2 days. Less than 48 hours. Do you think in the next less than 48 hours that silver could break 120 when it's sitting like $1.50 away? I think it could. I really think it could. This is crazy. Guys, listen to me. This is nuts. You realize we started buying this precious metal like below 12. I always go with 12 just because it's a good one. A lot of people can date back to the Beast video. We're over $100 higher. Shoulda, woulda, couldas. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have listened. Wish I would have spent $10,000 back then on silver and listen and sat back. Have you over $100,000 in silver right now? Yeah, and you really wouldn't have to do nothing. This next leg up from to 1,000 would turn you into a millionaire. Right there. That was the ride on silver. But this ain't over. I'm gonna tell you, there's gonna be pullbacks. Everything pulls back. A lot of people are saying, even the gold and silver guys, that gold's still like in a phase where it's doing its thing, but like silver's in a bubble. They're saying, trying to say it's in a bubble. Others are saying that silver's so far behind, it's got catching up to do. That look at the global prices, Shanghai, all the other places. Silver's still way ahead of this. So we've got catching up to do just to catch up with them. So you can't say that we're caught up until we catch up. 130, between 130 and 150, probably that range when we catch up. Maybe, I don't know if they'll let it. I'm going to hit refresh again. 118.41. It's moving, man. Like, you can wake up tomorrow, we could be in the 120s easy. Like, craziness. Anyhow, I just look at this. The U.S. Mint quietly raises the silver price. All of them have. If you missed the video that I put out, my gosh, I forget the name of the big company, but they switched everything. APMEX. It was APMEX. APMEX went from $10,000 to $20,000. They won't even buy your gold. They won't even buy from you unless it's $20,000 minimum. That's where we're at. Kitco, one of the biggest places out there, $5,000 minimum just to buy anything. Dude, we are in the most unprecedented time, and pretty obvious. Dollars taking a whacking. Paul, thank you for the coffee. Much love. God bless. I would keep stacking silver and gold. It's constant. A stacker just keeps stacking. You stack, and stack copper, silver, gold, nickel, anything at this point. You stack. This is why. Maybe you're showing up late to the game. Yeah, maybe you didn't get in at $12. Okay, like a bunch of the rest of us. Oh well, you can see you got in around 100 when this thing's at 1,000, and it's huge. Then everybody knows you got in at 10x. That's the whole goal. $1,000. Watch, there will be a pullback here at some point. A nice, healthy one that'll last. People will get bored with it. When that happens, that's when you should be loading up. Okay? In this whole move with gold, it's a no confidence on the entire global financial system. They've been planning this for a long time. So, we've got Holter warning that a failure to deliver is about to happen, and I don't doubt it. Look, I put in order through APMEX on the 4th of this month, and still haven't received the silver. It's been weeks. Okay, so he's saying that failure to deliver, a calamity is coming. Then can you imagine when all these people out there that have done paid and been waiting on an order like me, but I'm talking cats that have spent huge money just to turn around and get told after all this time that, sorry, something happened and unfortunately we can't fulfill your order. And you're screwed. Maybe give you your money back, give you your refund back, but you're not going to be able to get the gold and silver. That's where we're at. It's crazy. All right. So I'm going to switch this up. We're going to switch gears. We're going to talk about what could possibly be lining up to be the very next pandemic. It could be. You never know what they're going to throw at us. It could be a bird flu type variant. It could be this. It could be that. You just never know. All I know is it doesn't matter. When it's the one, it's the one. The one is going to be one that drops bodies like World War Z. They're going to be stacked up. This one is catching headlines. And a shout out to all you guys that have sent me stuff on this. I see it. I hear it. And here it is. This Nipah virus in India. It's deadly. Super deadly. Okay, they've got nearly 200 people under surveillance, apparently, for this in India. And they're saying that the mortality rate is nuts. They say that this thing can spread from person to person and kill 40 to 75% of those it infects. You ain't never seen nothing like this then. I do not like this. I don't like these numbers. I don't like this. I don't like the feel. Damn. You can't ignore it. If this is it, Nothing else matters. Everything else is petty. If there's anything out there that I've had the worst visions of my life on, it is about the next pandemic, the real pandemic. When I see stuff like this, because I hawk every day, I would go through all these headlines. I see stuff, but when you see numbers like this, when you know it spreads person to person easily and it kills 40 to 75%, do you realize? Do you realize how deadly that is? 40 to 75%? Just getting back to the chat here. If I missed anything, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This is the craziest numbers I've seen yet from anything. This is the deadliest, craziest anything you've ever seen. Nothing has had numbers like this. Nothing. Nothing. 75% to get it. You imagine the fear when you get that? It's at least a 50-50 shot at that. Live or die. Leaning more toward death. Now you're talking about something that if this picks up in the coming weeks or whatever, and the sheep out there, the herd, catch wind of this and the fear kicks in, everything start to get wiped out. And here's the thing. With this, if this shows up in America or anywhere like that, it's like over. It's over. 40 to 75%. I can't get over that. I won't get over that. That's not to be gotten over. That's to, like, you better watch your ass with this. Like, I see headlines on everything throughout all this. We have all the time for years, but I've never seen something this deadly getting rolled out like this. Of course, it could be lies. We've been fed lies before, so you sit back and watch. Play the piece here we've got on it. China. This time, India. This is crazy. It is. Here we go again. Here we go again. It spreads to humans from fruit bats or from fruit that has been infected by the bat. Why? Chadwick says, why does Dapu believe these numbers? What am I supposed to do, dude? I'm reporting what they're saying. What am I supposed to make up numbers? Say it's all fake and fraud and lie? It's possible, and I did just say that. It's like, what's your problem, Chadwick? Again. A bat? Takes me right back to bat soup. Again, a bat. Like, oh, man. Yeah, so, well, I'll tell you like this. No doubt we lived through one big fraud, one big lie this last time. One big old scam. But I'll just say this. I don't think that it's going to work to that degree ever again, and they won't even attempt to try it to that degree of fakery like that. It'll be real. So, ever happens in this country and it rolls out and the deadly one's here, that's all you're just going to have to sit back and wait for. You don't have to believe the TV. You don't have to believe headlines with this next one. Yeah, more will get the jab this next time, Ava. They'll be forced to at gunpoint. This will be deadly. If you don't take it, you put people's lives at risk. This last time was all one huge test run for this, for the real one. Let's hope it's not this. Let's hope it's not Nipah. Okay? They're obviously going to do it. They did a beta test on the whole entire world. A beta test. And remember, Bill Gates' 666 patented vaccine was never used. It glows in the dark when you get it. That way they can see that you're marked from 10, 20 feet away. They don't have to be close to you to get infected. Now, again, you don't have to wonder. You don't have to get led by the nose. You don't have to get freaked out by the TV. Okay? You don't. Not by this story in India, nothing. Only thing you really need to be paying attention to is anything happening around you. The moment that you hear that a dude from work has got this Nipah and he's down, a friend that you know has the Nipah and they're down, and then they're dead, then you know it's real. That's it. No other way. When you see them start dying like you didn't see before, stacking up. And I said this many times. This is a point where you look outside, people won't be going to the mailbox no more. They'll be taking bodies to the end of the driveway, and trucks will be pulling up to incinerate them, to cremate them. That's what will happen in an atmosphere like this. All these ICE that are running around, you'll know then why they did all this. They don't care about migrants. It was a ruse. They wanted to get teams on the ground, trained mentally, rounding people up. And they've done it. Even to the degree of killing. They've done it. They do not care. They wanted this. It was the migrants were just a ploy. It's just a ploy, an excuse to roll out agents, teams across the country that have guns on Americans. And they do. Right in front of your face. Soon as the next lockdown goes down, it's over. Every single ICE team, strike team, border team, you name it team, will be put under orders to lock this place down cold. There will be quarantine. It'll be everything we ever warned you about. All the quarantine camps, concentration camp, whatever you want to call them, they'll be real. People will be sent there that refuse because you will put the public at risk. There won't be a second thought. You'll be lucky if you won't be shot dead. And this is why I had visions from God telling you, showing me that this would be the end. For me, I don't see how I didn't see me surviving. I didn't see me dying. But what it showed me was everything broke down. Nothing. Skin and bone. With a gun and bullets out on a sunny day with the wind blowing and tall grass. And there was somebody in the grass with a gun and I knew it. And they were laid down and I was approaching them and I was shaking and I could hear the birds chirping. I could feel the wind on my face. It was that real. God made it that way for a reason. He said, son, this is the real one. This is what it looked like. You don't want to go through this, but this is what's going to happen. You need to get ready for this. And I dropped everything in my life, and I have not stopped since. So, some people blow things off, but when I get a sign from God, I take it dead serious. And I walk the walk. Just put it that way. And I'll ride this thing out that exact way. I have no qualms about it. Society breaks down. I starve to death on a mountain. I won't starve to death. because I've got enough ways and means. It would be them coming for me for whatever reason, or just drone striking me or whatever. You're only going to be able to run from the beast for so long. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. If you don't go underground, and if this is all unfolding, like, I don't know, underground bunkers and none of this. No, I'm not afraid to die. That's not it. I fear for my friends and family. What I fear most is for everybody that people don't make it out of here because they lived the wrong way, because they failed this whole test. But so many don't want to hear that. That's boring. So, oh well. Truly a remnant will only make it out of here. And I don't know, this place is getting crazy. You'll be put to the test. Like, what do you do? Honestly, what do you do if here in the offing, one day, all of a sudden you're stopped at a checkpoint and like it happens, and like you're being told that like it doesn't matter what's said, you just know it's begun. Man, I say these things because it's gonna happen. And if I can get one person just to get ready tonight, like to say, you know what, like he's right. Like they didn't just do all this for nothing. They didn't just put us in lockdowns and run a 5-year beta test for freaking nothing. And have all the stuff set up, and all ready to go for nothing. Come on. It's like all right there. I mean, you ain't never seen the movie Gray State come to life till now. You remember Gray State? You remember my man that they murdered? You remember when they did the news clip? You knew who they used in the news clip? They used me. They used me. Dapu 7. The night David got killed, they told the world. They used me. Dapu 7 without his permission. They stole one of my video clips, audio clips, and they played me the night he got killed. And tried to say that anyone saying anything else besides he was murdered was a conspiracy. But see, us being the investigators we are, and we're at time, we noticed his driveway was shoveled. Like after the murder, who did that? Who came up there and shoveled the driveway in the front and did all this after they were killed? And all these other things that didn't add up. And we already knew. We smoked it. His best friend was a sellout. They were all scared shitless. They killed him. They killed my man. R.I.P. Crowley. Bro, they got you. Okay? Gray State, he knew the plan. Some brothers out there got a heart and they fight the good fight. Even if they're in the club. Even if they catch wind of what's going to happen. Right? Certain things are allowed, but certain things are just not to be told. You're allowed to hint certain things. But when you know the whole thing, when you try to lay the whole friggin' plan out, it was too much. It was too much. And they went to stop him. So where does Gray State unfold at? Any guesses where Gray State unfolds? We'll wait in the chat. Talk about right on cue. Talk about strike teams, militarized teams all over the place and all that. In the video, it's what the whole thing's about. Gray State, police state rolling out in the U.S. just like it is right now. Palantir included. Guess where it pops off at? Minnesota. R.I.P., bro. It pisses me off so bad. This same beast that kills everybody. Same lizards that kill everybody. So sometimes when you try to tell the whole world, it gets you killed. Pisses me off. And they know it. There's a reason they used me. My soul told me it was a warning. For all the people on the planet, they chose me. No reason. Other than what? Send me a warning. I'm telling you. One of the wildest things ever. And watching it unfold in real life, in real time right now, I see it. It's full circle, bro. It's full circle. Only thing that we're missing, really, is this event. What I was just saying. This whatever it's going to be, NIPA, the real one, man. It'll send this place into the greatest depression. It'll shatter everything. It'll finish off everything. It'll finish off all these. Oh my God, it makes sense now. This is how they finish off all the useless eaters. You get to a point where AI and robots take over for them. What do we do with all these freaking people that are left? You can sit there and bang your head against the wall. You can go through all these scenarios, but you should already know. This one master scenario already set. It's all right there. I just explained it all to you. And you know it. It's not a conspiracy. You know it. That's how you get equal numbers. That's how you remove. And what did I tell you? Though this is what's scary about NIPA. What did I tell you? You have to find a way to take out large chunks of, first and foremost, the most populated place on the planet. That is India. I don't like this at all. It keeps clamming me up while I can't even say nothing, dude. It's like bringing a silence to me. And my stomach's turned. It's like turned bad. I don't know. I'm just telling you. The raw, the real, on the fly. Keep us going here. Try, keep these things off at 8. Here we are at 10. Welcome, anyone. Top of the hour. Just topic after topic. Keep on cooking here. We're trying to knock out everything I can here as quickly as possible. Here in what would be, I don't run the streams over 3 hours ever, but definitely going to try to knock this one out before then. But we've got quite a bit to cover. So the FBI raids Ground Zero at a Fulton County election office in terms of the voter fraud. Now, I'm still waiting to see a ton of people go to jail, get arrested, and all this other crap with the clown show. But sure, add this to the list. One big event and all this goes away. Remember what I said. You got Hillary and all them. Clinton's supposed to be getting in trouble and all this. I told you. Dude, when you get this close to capturing those baddies, like, the big event goes down. That's the scary part. That's what everyone should be watching and realize and know. Like, it's all, everything's aligning is the scary part. Okay. In LA, homeless service CEO charged with defrauding taxpayers. And this guy gets busted for what? Well, taking money that's supposed to go to the homeless and living a rock star lifestyle. This Alexander Sufer, 42, was arrested Friday at his $7 million home, and he was just simply taking all this money from the program and living a rock star life while the people continue to go homeless. So that's pretty pathetic right there. Low Rider, thank you, brother, again for the memberships and everyone that got them. Welcome to the underground again, Low Rider. Salutes, my brother. Man, Alex, I want to talk to you like on the side, like and also in the flesh. I'm looking forward to getting a response for Knowledge Conference. I've got inquiries out for some places, some things. As I get some things locked in, I'll let you guys know for 2026 well in advance. It may be the last one we ever get. That's how I always look at these things. Maybe the last one we ever do. That's why I did a Knowledge Conference during lockdowns. Some would say it was pretty stupid, but we didn't care. I didn't care. We were there we were repping, holding it down. Pure bloods, don't give up what you say. Like, we're here, no mask, doing what we want, being normal citizens, and we're going to flex that right? Like, we're going to do, either you do it or you don't. So we did it. And that was a wild one because even though that's sold out, like, a decent little chunk of people decided not to show up last minute. Why? Because they were scared. Some even admitted it to me. But I truly thought that time that, this could be the last one. Like, when we do them, like, I try to do them every other year. We missed 2025. That's what 2026. Try to get one in. So, but truly, that would put 2028 the possible next one after that. And like, at this point, like, anyone could be the last one. You just never know. So my soul and God tells me, get it in. Even if I don't want to. You can say I didn't want to. People are like, why wouldn't you want to? Well, it's not that I don't want to, but I'm just saying that even if I didn't want to, like, God, like, this is something you do. I do the mission. I'm mission based with the Spirit. God says you're not going somewhere, not doing something. Even though if I want to go, I don't go. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about like the mission base. So the Spirit says, guess what? Like, God wants you to go through a bunch of demons potentially to find a handful of good, righteous people. Sound worth it? Yeah, that's worth it. And that's what it is to me. All of you out there that are the remnant, that are good people, good souls, going through whatever to find you and meet you is worth it at this point, because that's what it's about. And being able to meet good people, good souls before checkout, and also getting great conversation at the conference. This one, yeah, man, I'm starting to get excited for it. Why not? What else to look forward to in life? Huh? Meeting good people, getting slaying demons. That's what I really want to do. I'm going to become an exorcist. I'm telling you, at some point. Literally running demons out of people. I plan to do it. I'm an ordained minister, if you guys don't know. And I'm going to start exorcising these demons because this is what God wants me to do. Somebody needs to do it. You got one of these jinn inside somebody, they can't get out. Someone with the holy power is going to come through. And I don't see it around me. It takes me right back to the smelting thing, the silver and silver. Nobody around me was going to smelt gold or silver for barter when needed. So I have to step up and do it. No one else is going to run off the demons when it's needed. So I'm going to have to step up and do it. And that's the real. So I keep one gun on my hip, silver bullets. The other one, it's a water gun, holy water. And that's how I roll. So, Newsom, no stranger to scandal. I mean, the guy was caught. I told you before, the same thing. The fire victims, raising money for fire victims. Look at this one. $236 million Gavin Newsom program to help the mentally ill. This is a whole different one, guys. I wonder if his wife is heading up one of the programs. This is insane money. This is bigger than the fire victim money, I think. $236 million to help mentally ill people. Helped only 22 people in 4 years. Come on. They could have helped them people with like less than like $100,000 easy, less than $1 million, let's just say. They could have pocketed $235 million off the scam. Easy. This is what Gavin Newsom and company is doing. They're busted, like in the open, but he won't get in no trouble. He won't go to jail. This is the problem with the left-right paradigm, with the deep state. If you're in it and you're lulled into it and you're still in MAGA and all this, like it's only so long you're going to be on the ship before you see that, like, I mean, Hillary didn't go to prison. Like, none of these cats go to prison. Comey just got off. James just got off. Nothing happens. Not one single pedo has been arrested, if anybody cares. You know, like, come on. Newsom's out here just openly in these scandals are reporting on them left and right. They're holding murderers and rapists and not giving them up to get out. They're committing treason in the open. Yet they will probably give you Gavin Newsom as your next president. Do you hear me? I don't know why. I just go always with the impression put upon me. I know he's a major player in it at this point. And Huntington, thank you for that. I know you don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to say it. But I'm a realist. I'm going to stick my head in the sand. I'll pussyfoot around things. I'll turn my cheek. I'll face the fire on it. It's the only way that you're going to see something coming, or you get blindsided by it. I'd rather see it coming and know what we're dealing with. And as we always do, call it from a mile out. Before Trump got in, I called the whole thing. I'm not trying to brag. Go back. I'm all on record, man. It's on record for history. I called every step of it. Him getting in, what would happen? Oh, I warned you the whole time that once we got in at a certain point, the man was going to run the reset. Here we are. Here we are. Right on cue. And, I did a lot of logical things back then. I said, obviously, Trump's been president before. He's a shoo-in. Bloodline's key to me. I did the research on Kamala. I did it on everyone. And it just seemed all the stars in line pointed to Trump that time. So it was like, it was all there. And it all went that way. Newsom's bloodline, man. If you don't know the history of Gavin Newsom and his family, in the control of California, that is your homework for tonight. Then you will see just how bad of a game and the setup this is. And it'll start to make some things clear. Like, you would wonder, why didn't anybody put up a fight in California? Why did everybody run? Even the world's richest man. Why is everybody bailing out of Cali? It's because it's a dominant left-leaning, far left, I'm going to tell you, far satanic, embedded power structure there that runs that show. Okay? And he is the face of it. Okay? He is their golden child. He is. And yeah, they could couple him with AOC or whoever, but none of them bring the star power, the weight, the energy, the bloodline that Gavin Newsom does. And he, I could see it from 100 miles out at this point. I mean, the obvious run is going to be Vance versus him. Vance versus him. Now, if they tear this place down under this administration, it could be to Vance's demise. Remember, they knew that MAGA was going to get torn apart. The witches and wizards, they know things and all this stuff too. They knew. So what they did is in the occult ritual of Charlie Kirk, they transferred a whole huge base that follows Turning Point USA into JD Vance's base. His following now. Occult following. Separate from MAGA. Sure, there's some that intermingle and interlock, but it's a whole separate thing. All designed to put that energy in all those millions of people behind him. This far out. Okay? Now they got to keep it there. So at some point, when things start to really get bad, you mark my words, you're going to see, especially if things get bad, how could you not? You're going to see a rift. He's going to have to separate from Trump at some point. When everything that they had going good for them is destroyed and there's like nothing good anymore, it starts to tear him down before he can even get to the finish line. Then what does he do? He's going to have to start to turning on Trump, almost pulling a Pence, right? And there's going to be no winning that. He'll be seen as a Pence. He'll be seen as all that. And it could be to the demise, and that will open the door. Does it matter? I'm truly convinced that Donald Trump, even though Biden got put in, he had the consensus of the American people. I'm convinced of that. Okay? But they still gave you a man in a mask called Joe Biden. So I've already lived through this once, and I don't forget. Right? This ain't a dude in a mask. Like, this is a dude. This is Newsom right here. Like, this is a fresh dude, a younger dude here. Like that. This is their man. I'm telling you, it's scary. But you just remember, like, Newsom ain't going nowhere. You wonder why he commit all this fraud and get away with it? It's all game. It's all sham. Left-right paradigm. The deep state runs the whole thing just to keep you confused. You better hope you're not sucked in to one side or the other. It's like we don't rep no left, we don't rep no right, and we don't. But then they'll call you a centrist, right? They'll stick you with some kind of label, and then what they'll do is they'll stick some kind of shill out on social media that's a big centrist shill, and they'll control that person, and they'll expect all of you to like bow down, worship that centrist shill. Just like they got shills in every department, all the MAGA shills and all this serve the same purpose. They hold all of them. First off, if they're not getting censored and all that, if they don't come from the grassroots in the street, they obviously ain't real. If they pop up out of nowhere and you're seeing them in the feed getting promoted and blasted every single day, and they're not getting censored, well, come on now. That says it all. You'll tell them by their fruits. The real out here gets super censored, no matter who we are. Me and any one of you out there that fight the fight. For real. I know you guys feel it. Trust me, I've seen it over the years with some of you, like Spiro out there fighting with him. We go through some stuff. Anyhow, keep it pushing. TikTok. You won't find me on it, but you'll find me on it. People rip me off, rip my voice off, rip all my work off, and they go over there and then they do whatever with it. And make the little videos just to get the clicks and all this, but you will not find me over there. Like I went over and I snagged up the name like an official account, but I'm not over there posting. But you'll find me because I get it all the time. I get people send me the link of me in a TikTok video all the time. My voice, Everlane, all this. They'll put some spooky music on it and this and that and get 100,000 views or 1 million views and this and that. And it's like, oh, well, at least people are hearing me and my voice is getting out there, but I'm getting ripped off. It's not me. And it's always been that way. They always cherry pick me. Cats this whole time throughout the years would just use me. Like Next News Network, I remember them. All those guys that were supposed to be truthers in here, that act like your buddies, come in here and be your buddy and all this. And they were just using you. That way all they wanted was for me to say, oh yeah, they're good. And they could get as many followers of mine as they possibly could. And then they were done with me. That's it. That's all any of them ever did. And as soon as they couldn't get anything else out of you, they were gone. They were never to be seen again. And this game is sick. I've seen so many shills and fakes come out here Just try to get rich, hit $1 million, get out of here, and you'll never see him again. Selling you male vitality and everything under the sun. Anyhow, I'm not on TikTok, but TikTok apparently is reporting trouble posting about Epstein, about ICE. The word is, it's the Mossad. That doesn't it doesn't surprise me. It's Israel. Shouldn't surprise you neither. I'm gonna keep on pushing through these, trying to knock as many of these out here as I can. This final stretch, we got a man shot by Border Patrol in Arizona. He was a convicted human trafficker who allegedly shot first at their helicopter. Of course, you know, they paint him as bad as possible here. It just seems to me at this point they want to make sure that anyone that's been shot here by them, that they paint the darkest picture on. Well, he wasn't an illegal. He was a U.S. citizen. Let's just start there. So he was a legitimate guy. Now, the guy made a ton of mistakes, and I just don't understand. If you're doing the stuff that this guy's doing, then you should expect to get shot. First out, he checked out of jail for a counseling appointment, and he never returned. So he was wanted. So a warrant was out. Then they found him in a truck. He flees, crashes the truck, and then, come on. Then he starts throwing rocks at the helicopter. Then he shoots at the helicopter. Allegedly. That's what's in parentheses. I'm like, why is there always some kind of suspect? Like, did he or did he not? Like, so that's that. I think they were thinking that maybe some stuff would fire up, you know, in Arizona because of this. Just like in Minneapolis. You got to watch it, man. They could fire up events like this anywhere. And once they kick one up, it's over. It's like it's begun. And you got to watch too, like Trump saying this stuff with like pulling out of Minneapolis potentially, you know, X amount of agents. He's going to send them somewhere. He keeps saying it like, we'll send them here, we'll send them there. But here's another one. The DOJ announcing 31 indictments on Trende Irakwa because they have an ATM jackpot scheme. Apparently, these guys developed and deployed a variant of malware known as Plautus, and it can hack into an ATM and get the ATM to start spitting out money. Now, man, I'm just gonna when we was kids, I ain't gonna mention who, but I'm just gonna say when we was kids, some individuals was inside of this arcade and were bored, and someone had the bright idea of taking this receipt that was it just happened to be the exact same size as a dollar bill, like a bill, same dimensions, like the same width, the same length, everything. It had a bright idea of sticking it in the coin machine, because at this arcade or wherever we was at, it was like pop in your dollar bills, you get coins out. Back then it was coins. It wasn't tokens. It was quarters. It was money. Well, someone like put it in, and then like someone like held their fingers over it and like kept hitting the coin exchange button, just kept hitting it. And I'm not kidding you. The machine just started like something out of a movie. Just started spitting out coin. Like it was like you don't even know how to explain it, dude. It like dumped every coin in the machine out the bottom. It was crazy. Like it was spitting them out. We got bugged out. Like dudes were grabbing coins and everything. We got bugged out and left. I'll never forget. Come back like months later. Had like forgot about the situation, and like somebody brought it up, like, yo, man, remember? I think they did it again. And like I'll never forget, it was like the last time I was in that place. I don't see how they didn't get busted either time. Like it cleared it out, and I'm like, dude, you guys figured out a way like to pop a freaking stupid receipt into one of these coin machines and like clear them out. And I don't know what them dudes went on to do from there, but I can only imagine they went on a spree across this country with their newfound magical power until it got stopped, I'm sure. But I'm sure anywhere they tested and they got the glitch, they did. This reminds me of that. Easy. It was easy for them. Dude, we were kids back then. And you got to think this is malware. This is probably, I'm going to say, some adults that, are into all this stuff, into the hacking. It could be youths. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going to say also with this, because I read another story, the interface that they're putting on these things, they're acting like card skimmers and readers. And you have to watch for this when you're pulling up to these places. They've got new tactics, and I don't know if you guys are swiping or if you're tapping. Some of you might not even know what that means, but like your card these days, you can tap it at the pump and all this. Maybe some of you do, but like even the tap is fake. Like it's one thing to have a card skimmer that's fake, built in and all that, but even the tapper, because all you got to do is just reach out. You don't even have to swipe the card anymore. You just tap it, hold it out. Even the tapper is fake. So it's like, man, you got to really watch it out there. If anything looks, my biggest thing would be like, if anything looks brand new, like too new at a pump or anywhere, a swiper, don't use it. Because some of these card skimmers, seriously, they pop right off. You could literally just go touching it and like fiddling around with it if it looks fake or it looks brand new or suspect, and like it'll pop off if they're fake. You can also always go in and mention something to the people in the store. That's probably your best bet, because most places have had these card readers up for a long time, unless all of them have been installed brand new the same way recently. Yeah, but these guys are brazen. They'll even get in the store and they'll have the dude like behind the counter go in the back to get something out of stock on purpose, and they'll quickly throw a brand new skimmer on top of the card reader right there at the register, right at the register. And then everybody and their mama thinks it's legit. And then all day long, dude's just sitting there scheming. He could be sitting out in the parking lot in a tinted out van, just sitting there swiping all day long, man. They're bad these days. I know somebody personally in the family just got the credit card hit, and they were buying crypto. They had to shut it down, and the scammers are buying crypto. I'll never forget, years ago, I caught them on one of my cards. I seen it. They were like down in Texas, eating down at Applebee's. But I called down there, boy. I called the place. We called the place before they got out of here. They were ordering liquor and all this stuff. I was like, let me tell you. I was like, that's a stolen card. Whatever table they're at right there, they ran them out. They chased them out of the place and all that stuff. Is crazy. But they knew that it wasn't me, because I was on it that quick. So if you ever find out that money's being spent on one of your cards at a certain place, don't only call the credit card place. Call the place that it's being spent, like especially a restaurant or something right there, and like do what we did. Like maybe they'll get lucky and be able to get them. But there's so many scams out there. Like they've got a scam to where if you're standing in line and you've got your phone, or not even that, if you've got your credit cards in your wallet right there, someone could bump into you, and their cell phone or a device in their pocket will skim you. It will skim all the information. It will skim all your credit cards. I mean, you got to be careful out there these days, man. They got a lot of tactics out there. A majority of Americans in the polls here want illegals gone. I mean, why would you not? Why would anyone want an illegal here? Why would you ever want an illegal here? Ever? I mean, for what possible reason? Everyone should be legal, legitimate. As I always say, you or I, none of us could go anywhere. You can't go to Mexico legally and expect to stay there without them kicking you out. You can't go to Canada legally and expect to stay there and live your life and all this without them kicking you out. Just rolling in, without going through the right process, same thing. So, like, why should we get ran up in? Is my thing. And destroyed. Look, they've done this to Ireland, the UK, Germany, done this everywhere around the world. We're like the last here on the list, a bigger country, but all the same. It was the same idea. Flood it with immigrants, unleash the police state, collapse everything down. And, well, they've been doing it, huh? Here's one you don't hear every day. An Illinois police department charges an ICE agent over an assault on an unhinged agitator. So this person rolls up in the parking lot. They had a camera. They're filming the ICE agent. And this guy right here, he is the ICE agent. He's the one who got charged. He storms toward the person filming and like tries to take their phone and like gets in a big scuffle. That's really, it's a really quick clip, but that's the best shot right there. The guy just banks it. He leaves the gas pump and goes right toward the guy, trying to take him out. And like, it caused a big incident where all the people at the gas station were like kind of pissed off. Like, the guy roughed this other guy up that was just filming. And like, he showed a lot of hostility and anger. What a lot of people are seeing in these ICE agents and not liking toward just everyday people. And that's what people are not liking at all. But I'm going to tell you, there's going to be more and more of it. Look here, I would advise, if you're ever on the front lines out there, to first off, wear a mask. Know they're going to use chemical agents, and be aware of their weapons, right? Do not pick up a flashbang or think you're going to pick up something and throw it back at them if they've shot at you, because you have no idea what it is. If they shot a couple smoke canisters at you and you seen somebody was brave and ran up ahead of you, picked one up and threw it back at them, and then they shoot another canister and you go to pick it up thinking you're going to be brave, guess what? It could be a flashbang and they could blow up on you and put you down. Well, I don't see an explosion in this clip, but what I do see is, like, they say that this character picked up a flashbang. Anyway, he did something. They hit him with something. He runs off the front line and he hits the ground and keels over. And they got him with something. Watch. Right here. Right here. Right there.
Medic.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
All
Oh
right.
my god.
Oh my god.
Got hit by the repercussions of the flashbang. That was
Oh
it.
my god.
Didn't even get any spray. It was just the repercussions of the flashbang. Got all their limbs still. The front lines are crazy, but on to the next one. We got a Virginia librarian busted after posting a sick message calling on people to assassinate Trump. So more and more people making a stupid decision to go on social media and call for the death of Trump or anyone. Like, you're begging for a visit from the police, period. Putting any kind of threats on social media is just stupid these days. It's easy pickings for them, right? She's not the only one. Look at this shocking video. A Democratic candidate for Ohio Attorney General fantasizes about how he would kill Trump. Like, this is just nuts. So I wonder if this guy got the visit yet.
Hi, this is Elliot Forehand, candidate for Ohio Attorney General. I want to tell you what I mean when I say that I am going to kill Donald Trump. I mean, I'm going to obtain a conviction rendered by a jury of his peers at a standard of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, based on evidence presented at a trial conducted in accordance with the requirements of due process, resulting in a sentence duly executed of capital punishment. That is what I mean when I say that I'm going to kill Donald Trump.
So what do you think about that? He thinks he's slick in this wording and everything. And the problem I have with this is where they're going to take this in terms of free speech. You have got to watch snakes like this that can ultimately, do something like this. And, they set it up as some free speech case and it goes against our free speech in some way to where, they try to infringe it anyway. And that I could see that right there because he's trying to be slick and put a death threat out there. But again, in his defense, if they show up knocking, he's going to be like, look, I explained it all in the video that I'm going to go through the court system, due process. He's going to repeat himself. Again, thinking he's slick. So, but, he may get away with his because of his verbiage and the way he did it, but he knows full well that he did it in telegraphing, a death threat to Trump. I'm not going to play walls, but I will say Minnesota's falling apart, and this is protesters storming. This is all their paid people showing up. And this is a Wall's office. Of course, he's not no threat here, but they're demonstrating, in basically a safe space for them, where they know that they're not going to get attacked inside of his office. You see, if ICE would go in there, you'd have to ask, well, why don't they ever arrest Walls? He's already wanted for all kinds of things. I'm not talking even about the protest. Did everybody forget that they just busted them, the whole freaking place, on billions of dollars on fraud? That's happened on his watch. The dude needs arrested, needs to give deposition, needs all this other stuff, but it's just not happening. James O'Keefe goes undercover inside. I showed a clip last time. I'm just going to play a brief little bit so you guys can see what he's doing up here. Last time, it was a small clip where he was getting all the stuff thrown at him, but I just want you to see the environment up there and kind of what's going on here through this. So we're in downtown Minneapolis.
What we found, NGOs and nonprofits funded by the government, featuring true believers.
Is the door locked?
Lock the door. Why are you giving us the middle finger?
Our undercover people were inside the mob.
So I can't play much of this because he's got music playing there. I kept on pausing it because you can kind of skip the algorithm sometimes. I don't know if it's going to... I hate it when I do these long streams and as soon as they shut down, someone's trying to hit me for copyright because of something stupid like that. But unfortunately, that still happens out here on YouTube. You think, obviously, doing what we do and know that we're doing it under fair use and not even playing the song herself, but that's the way they used to take me out. If you don't know, on the streets when I was live streaming, I'd be out somewhere. They would strategically do it because they knew it was a weapon on YouTube. When I was in the streets somewhere, they would go by and they would make sure that certain settings there was music playing that they could hit on copyright and it would bring down the stream. Yeah, they used all types of tactics. And now, an update on what's actually going on in Minneapolis. We have basically people saying it looks like the White House just blinked because what I think is happening here is Trump's trying to just cool things off a little bit because of, multiple shootings, all the bad optics on ICE right now, and everything going on, and the fact that Kristi Noem or whatever came out and she got caught bold-faced lying and got reprimanded for it. It doesn't look like she's going to get fired, but she got removed from the position. Tom Homan replaced her, but she came out and pushed the story, which a bunch of shills regurgitated. Made me sick. Again, just listening to her. This is why it pays to, do your due diligence and research the best you can. No one's perfect out there, but someone in her position at the very top level, like, to make a statement, any kind of big statement like that before you go live in front of the nation, it's got to be on point. And the fact that it was false and just an outright lie, the only damage control Trump could do was remove her. And she's lucky she kept her job. But he also did, there's the demotion here of Gregory Bovino. Some on the ground there would say they want to see him stay. Why is he leaving? But again, I think all these things are just for the administration to save face. Homan's going up there like Sergeant Slaughter. And I mean, do you think that this is all just going to go away? I don't think so. He wouldn't be sending Homan if that's the case. They would all just be pulling out of there, but they're not. I think it's just like a cool down period for a second, because this isn't going away. You still have all the Somali fraud. You've got all the criminals. You've got Walls there, criminal. You've got all this criminal stuff still going on that has to be addressed. This is a powder keg, man. I told you. When trying to take this thing towards civil war, they're really setting the stage. Look who we got here. We've got Molly Ringwald. Given this emotional, rare political statement, and the only reason that I'm bringing it up, and the only reason I'm going to play it, is because, well, I want you to hear what she says, and I want to comment on and respond to what she says. Okay, and for me to speak on it, you really got to hear what she says, okay, to understand. And thank you, John, for the coffees, man. Much love. So, love her or hate her, I'm playing it just so you can hear some of what she says. You may agree or disagree with some of the things she says, but I'll give you my thoughts here afterwards. But again, here we go.
I don't spend a lot of time doing this, talking to you like this, unless I'm, I don't know, recommending a foundation or telling you to get your kids vaccinated against meningitis. But I feel like I can't stay silent, and neither should you. There's something horrible going on in our country right now. And we have one of the greatest countries in the world. And I've always been so proud to be an American. But right now, this is a fascist government. It's not becoming a fascist government. It is a fascist government. And ICE is brutalizing people. And I don't care how you identify, if you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, if you're independent, if you don't like to be political at all, it doesn't matter. You have to look at what kind of country you want to live in. And I don't think that I need to remind you, I'll just give a little history lesson here quick. But, if you look at what happened in France, where I lived for a few years in my 20s, they were taken over by the Nazis. They were invaded, they were taking over, and a lot of people collaborated. And then there were people that did not collaborate and were part of the resistance.
Listen.
Eventually, they got their country back. And those people who collaborated were found to be criminal. And that is what's going to happen. I mean, you should not support what is going on just because these are human beings, and we are human beings, and we cannot forget our humanity. But if you don't care about that, if you only care about yourself, then realize that you are going to be seen as a collaborationist. Okay? And I don't think that anybody wants that. I don't think that anybody wants to be on the wrong side of history.
That would be MAGA, she's saying.
So please, please use your voice and protest. You know, these are children. These are.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there because the point that I was wanting to speak on is right here. Okay, this isn't anything about her political beliefs, like love her or hate her, anything like that. What I want to speak on is the fact that she said the collaborationists. Okay, certain things when I can sit here and watch whole interviews, but like certain things jump out at me, and then all of a sudden visions will like start to unravel, and it all makes sense. Does she have a point about the collaborationists? She might. Don't have to agree with not a single other word that she says. But is there a warning here about a collaborationist thing? There might be. And this is going to be the scary part for a lot of Americans and MAGA if Newsom gets in there. Okay, I'm warning you. You have to keep this as an open option, and you can't get blindsided by it. You got to see that it's possible, just like a pandemic, a real pandemic. You got to see it's possible because they just put us through a beta test. You got to see it's possible that they can give you Newsom when this place is getting wrecked under Trump, and they gave you Biden last time. Okay? That's all that needs to be said. They gave you Biden last time, and everyone just took it. That was a beta test in itself. So they can just give you Newsom this next time around. And what happens when they give you Newsom is my thing. This is what I'm trying to draw off this. All the collaborationists, the MAGAs, are going to be hunted. You hear what I'm telling you? Anyone that voted for Trump is going to be hunted. Just as they're going after, they're seeing this as he's going after everyone left leaning right now and using it as a weapon. Well, you bet too many said it. Too many done said it. They said, you just wait till the Democrats get back in there. They're going to come for everything. And here's the scary part, the scariest part. Trump has put laws on the books that can go any way to label groups domestic terrorists. And since he's right-leaning, and right now his enemy here on the stage is left-leaning, some of the first ones up to be labeled a domestic terrorist have been on the left side, since that's who they're going after. That's been Antifa, right? And everyone else connected. They've been labeled these groups. So you just wait till, I don't know, MAGA itself is labeled a terrorist organization. On the books. On the books. Why wouldn't they do it? Why would they hesitate to do it? You don't think this whole police, it all makes perfect sense. Trump's setting up the whole police state just for them to get in and turn around and use the whole thing, the left, to use what he set up. Oh, there it is. That's it. This is getting scarier by the second the more I think about this Newsom stuff, man. This is, I ain't liking this, man. Because it makes too much, it's too good for them. It makes too much sense. It's too bad for us and too good for them. They never let a good crisis go to waste. They'd never see when you put yourself like an investigator into the shoes of the enemy, and you got to think things out. You start to see things clearly, and this is scary. Because this is how. If you're the bad guy, this is how you would do it. This is how I would do it. This is how. If you wanted to roost everybody and clamp down, this is exactly how you would do it. Trump, their messiah, sitting here laying it all out, and the next man that comes in behind, he goes after everybody, of course, because he represents the other side. of this left-right freaking paradigm. And it's because everyone fell in and believed this left-right paradigm that it was all possible. We spent all these years, all this time fighting against it. Fighting against, didn't matter who's in there. Every step of the way, we fought against this. Against all the backlash. You know, we've passed up all of everything, all the people that come along like, oh man, come on, Dabu, jump on the chump train. You're gonna miss it. All these cats went off, made their millions. Came in, jumped on that chump train. We jump on the train. We stood here the whole time and had to listen to all these MAGA fools run the middle. Oh, you must have voted for Biden. This no. This is you're all ignorant. You just want to run your mouth like it's high school. That's really what it's been like. And this isn't high school. Tell you that. But we're running out of time. Here for the stream tonight. And period. Here, look at the next one. I want you to see what I'm trying to get to you, man. The hunter will become the hunted. And people better be ready for this. Okay? People go to the driver's license place and they put down if they voted Republican or Democrat. Why? Why would you ever even give that information up? Why would you? It's dangerous to even let it be known. All these people think it was the cool thing to do. When this gets flipped, it'd be the worst thing they ever did. Reminds me of a gang. Oh, it's real cool to be in a gang until something pops off. What's this next one say? NYU professor wants Nuremberg trials for ICE and Trump officials when the Dems retake power. This is everything I just warned you about. It's what I'm trying to tell you. They're calling for this right now.
What I'm suggesting is, and again, I've struggled with this my whole life, the difference between being right and being effective. And we're angry, and I get it. Protesting is powerful. Promising them that there will be an accountability. And I've said this. I think there should be something equivalent to the Nuremberg trials after this is all over.
I agree.
And to make it clear that once we're back in power, which we will be, this is going to happen. And the statute of limitations on murder is
0.
Never.
You see? You see what they're doing? This is my warning to y'all, man. They're going for it. As soon as the tables turn, they will not skip a beat. This is the first thing they would do. This place will turn into hell for a bunch of people real quick. They will become the hunted. Wasn't like this before, but now with this environment morphing and their messiah putting these laws on the books to their own demise, it's going to be what gets them. Like I said, the laws that Trump himself put on the books will be used to take out his own base. And they know this. They knew this from the beginning. Anyone with a brain right now that sees this, they have to be sick to their stomach. But oh well, I mean, you've got to wake up to it at some point. So they're coming for you. Anyone that had a MAGA thing in their front yard, wore their MAGA cap all over and got it all over social media, you're already targeted. You've already sat there and you spent years filling the algorithm, letting it know what you are. So you're not going to be able to hide it now. It's like committing a crime and thinking you can go back and everyone can get rid of the dirt real quick and they could scrub this and they could scrub their accounts and they can do all this and it's all going to go away. You forgot the bumper sticker gave you away. You're going to get smoked because the algorithm's already got it all. Internet doesn't forget anything. It captures it all. So all these people that did all this, all these years, especially the big time sellouts, man, there ain't no running from this. Like when Trump's not in power, how is this going to work? How's this going to work? When Trump's not in power and all these MAGA clowns that are over on X all day long, even some that I thought were real patriots that ended up being sellouts because all they wanted to do was use the whole movement to sell product to them. What happens when, these guys got a picture they're putting out every week or every day with them and Trump, thumbs up, like they're all cool. What happens when Trump's gone? You still gonna be posting those Trump pictures then when it's hunting time and the other side's coming to hunting and they're putting people away left and right? You gonna be posting those pictures then? Huh, big boy? Sellout? Buster? Because there's several of them. There's a bunch of them, to be honest with you. It's sad, man. See a large group of cats use this whole thing to get like rich off of, and they don't even really care about the people. While the real out here put it all on the line for nothing, pretty much, Here's another one. Here is another one. We will find you. A Democrat Philadelphia District Attorney, Larry Krasner, vows to hunt down ICE agents for decades like Nazis were hunted. Now, hold on. It's like they all are talking. It's like they all just came out of a meeting. They all seem to know something. It's like to even be talking this way is really brazen. Like they have a lot of gusto. Almost like they know that their man's going to be in there next. And this is the way you would act if so. And you'd be popping off at the mouth just like this. Like, oh, we're going to get you. We're going to be back in there. And like your time's coming. And this is how many articles in a row? The warning is right there. They are going to turn the hunters into the hunted. They're going to flip the table. And again, the craziest part is they're going to use every law that Trump put on the books against them. You remember, we'll come back to it again and again. It's insane. It's insane. You'll see some people when they realize all this, they'll try to violently like disconnect themselves from MAGA and push as much distance away, but it'll be too late. You're not going to fool them. Most people will just put on that show to try to get the government off their ass, but they're not going to buy it. You're targeted. They're going to come after you. You can say whatever, but they're still going to target you. Huntington, much love. Look at this. We've got a deranged nurse fired for poisoning ICE agents, or she's urging the poisoning. Again, this goes right back to the threat thing on social media. Why you would put open threats on social media, I don't know. Pretty stupid. I say that, though, about poisoning. I put it before this one because this Ilhan Omar that Trump's always dissing, she gave a speech and this dude ran up and sprayed her. Some people saying it was staged, right? Well, a lot of people wanted to know what was this unknown substance. Everyone was freaking out. Here's the clip.
Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
Oh my God, he sprayed something on her.
I need a napkin to know.
Could have been anthrax. Could have been acid. Could have been anything, right?
No. You're fine. You need to go get checked. No.
We will continue. These fucking assholes are not going to get away with it.
It could have been anything. Could have been laced with apple cider vinegar. That's what it was. It was apple cider vinegar. That's what they're saying. Yeah, apple cider vinegar. Sprayed at her through a syringe. Oh my gosh. What? No. Dude, no. Dude. See, sometimes, man, are you freaking kidding me? I told you. What does it say? What does it say? It says, a disheveled man sprayed her with an apple cider vinegar from a syringe. And in the quotations, it says, there was a poly market for it. I told you. These things are going to get people busted and telegraphed. It was known in advance. Somebody knew beforehand that Hold on. Let's see. Priority 1, 2. What happened? I guess it. What happened to the main page? I guess it completely blanked it out. Yeah, apple cider vinegar was it? It could have been like had AIDS in it, HIV. It could have anything, anthrax, WWE all the way. I don't know. Collapse the main page over there. I was gonna finish reading all the part, but we're about out of time here. Anyway, we've got 5 minutes, and I've got like 10 articles. So here we go. I'm gonna run through them. The CIA plants its flag in Venezuela. Rubio, and I don't have the 5 minutes and 55 seconds to play it, but he testifies on Venezuela, and he says, no, we will go in there. We will do military whatever if we need to. And that this lady was coming with lies. She was just coming up with lies, to put it like that. She just kept coming with crap, and he called her out. He also admits that the plans to capture Maduro were leaked. He comes out and he admits it because somebody did leak it, and these leaks are the stuff that's going to Polymarket there, and that's why they're being created before it happens. How could how could a Polymarket be created on something before it happened? It's it raises a lot of questions. It shows that people have foreknowledge, and also in the search results, go to the Google, you can see people were looking for certain things before the event. This is interesting. China, the largest oil producer, suspends purchases from Venezuela. Wow. So they just said, the hell with it. We're not going to buy from them if it's going to be that big of a thing, which is kind of crazy. Chinese hackers also breached phones at the heart of Downing Street. Now, you tell me why London would want a freaking embassy, a Chinese embassy, put in after this or anything like this. You wonder why the people in the UK were down there revolting and protesting, not wanting the embassy. Well, here you go. You can't trust the Chinese. They've proven it. They're embedded within all of our infrastructure, and I guarantee you they'll be blamed for whatever's about to happen. How could they not? They're the bad guys set up all over the place. So, of course, in the open, Chinese hackers, not a mystery. They did it. So they're always catching a rap. Why would it be any different? They're set up to be the bad guy. They're there to take the blame, even if our country let it happen, which is usually the case. Look at this. The UK's government-controlled digital ID is being sold as, I don't know what they're trying, like everything else, it's a lie. But they're pushing it hard on my people there. Much love to my UK cats, for sure. And this is rather interesting. The Iran went ahead and executed a suspected Israeli spy. Dude, this is big. They wanted him back alive. They said, screw you. Killed him, filmed it, all this stuff, acted defiance, flipping him the finger. Like, this next time around could be big bombs, big moves. And we could get hit here because of this. If there's ever been a war front or a situation, Trump's going around picking fights all over the place. And this whole thing with Iran, I'm telling you, man, they're ready. Look, Iran activates emergency contingency plan as Trump boasts that a big, beautiful armada is right there nearby. Well, we're there. We're set up. We're ready to hit them. Rubio says that we must preemptively prevent Iran from attacking U.S. forces already in the region. That's what he's saying. See, and I'll play this clip. He is telegraphing and telling you that we're about to strike them, like out of nowhere, a decapitation strike. Watching him. Oh, there they go. He just left the palace, hit the convoy, boom. Like,
on the issue of our presence in the region, here's the baseline I want to set for everybody. The baseline is this. We have 30 to 40,000 American troops stationed across 8 or 9 facilities in that region. All are within the reach. Theoretically, not theoretically, in reality, all are within the reach of an array of thousands of Iranian one-way UAVs and Iranian short-term ballistic missiles, so short-range ballistic missiles that threaten our troop presence. We have to have enough force and power in the region, just on a baseline, to defend against that possibility. That at some point, as a result of something, the Iranian regime decides to strike at our troop presence in the region. The president always reserves the preemptive defensive option. In essence, if we have indications that, in fact, they're going to attack our troops in the region, to defend our personnel in the region. We also have security agreements, the Defense of Israel Plan and others, that require us to have a force posture in the region to defend against that. And so I think it's wise and prudent to have a force posture within the region that could respond and potentially, not necessarily what's going to happen, but if necessary, preemptively prevent the attack against thousands of American servicemen and other facilities in the region.
That makes it clear to me that's what they're doing. He just told you it's over. That's what they're doing. It's what you should expect. They're not going to sit around floating around in the water out there forever. If they are loitering around out there, and I expect a false event, like one of our ships getting hit. Like they'll just let one loiter out there and let them hit it. And then they'll have an excuse to drop holy hell on them if that happens. You understand? If we get one of our ships hit and they say it was them or can prove it or say whatever, like, oh, it was them, like, dude, they will annihilate them. It will be the false flag they need. It's all they need. Excuse to just dump. I'm telling you, Rubio is like the front man right now on all this war stuff. When he's talking and saying these things, you should lend an ear, because as you can see here, massive protests have rose back up. This just happened overnight here within the past day or so. So it's fired back up all of a sudden. So it died down. There was no talk of it. It was all in the headlines, but it's quietly, it's risen back up. Now, their internet's been blacked out. So that's one of the reasons you haven't heard a lot about it. But now it's getting out. The videos are coming out. Incredible videos. They are back to fighting in the streets with the regime. It's full scale. Like you can see here in this clip. Look at this. It's going down. This is chaos in Iran. They've got this kicked. This is what they wanted. They wanted to get this going. And in the midst of this is when you make a move for a coup attempt and you pound them hard. Remember, he put the message out the first time, and he told the protesters on the ground that help us on the way. Then he stopped. Israel was like, don't do nothing, because we feel like we need to be better prepared. They stopped. The people on the ground kind of felt let down. Like the U.S., let us down. Well, the U.S. has operations on the ground, units on the ground, CIA and everybody else, and they worked to keep everybody, to like regroup, to reorganize everybody, to get a second wind. And here they are. And I believe this is the go. The Armada is in place. Like everything is in motion. It's kicked back up on the ground. If you hear at any time, any moment that we're striking, not only that, you watch gold and silver go bananas. Watch gold and silver go bananas. Just checking in on silver there, still at 118. Fearing U.S. reprisal and blowback from Trump, Mexico stops all oil shipments to Cuba. Cuba next in the crosshair, and we'll finish just with that. This whole technate that they're going after, which is from Venezuela all the way up through America, Cuba, Greenland, that whole area. Cuba's key in it. And Trump just keeps dropping signals that Cuba isn't going to last long, which they cut off their money line, their oil, their lifeline, their backup in Venezuela, in Maduro, and they're on their own at this point, and they didn't have anything else outside of that. They're about to fall. The United States military just gave an assessment to Trump that, they're on the way out. And just like Iran, they're the weakest that they've ever been in a long time, the governments. I don't see how you press on either one, Cuba or Iran, and something huge does not happen here. So, I don't know. Head on a swivel, guys. I'm out of time. A long one here. Thank you to everybody out there that shares the streams. I appreciate it. Everyone that joins us. Yeah. Thank you, Kenneth. Everybody out there for shooting me information. Hoodie Ross. Much love, Jay Reacher, Spiro. Everybody out there. And yeah, just keep your eyes peeled, man, for more action. I'll be dropping videos here in the coming days. As I always say, if the Lord doesn't return in the coming days, I'll see you here next time. And that'll be on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here. And thank all of you for hanging out. Thank you, Arrest Fauci. Love the name. Love to see it happen. Shits and giggles. E-Fits. All y'all. Academy. EC. Chris. Mayhem. Paul. Mary. Raymond. Bite Me. Jay from the Ville. Biggs. Lauren. D. White. Hope everything's working out good for you, brother. Fuzzy Fox. Wormy Worm. What are the odds? You pop up Wormy Worm 420 right after that. That's only gonna make sense to you, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna mention the name. You already know, man. You should be rolling. That's like a synchronicity to us. Right there. That's nuts. Oh. Everyone's gonna be like, what was he talking about? That's me. Much love. Do not comply. Much love, pure bloods. Every one of you fighting a good fight. Again, prayers going out to everyone out there that needs them tonight. Deanne, family, anyone else. What's up, Dark Wolf? Honey Dog. Good night. Much love, Oris. Service tonight, my brother.